All right, we are running late. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another Saturday Night Live with me, your host, Cliff, aka Fox Outdoors. I'm going to fix my hair slightly. I'm going to shove a comb in that side, and I'm going to shove a comb in this side. Yep, that's a little better than what it was a second ago. Either that or I could put a hat on. Or I could just lament and just be all crazy here. I don't know, we'll be crazy here. Good evening, Grace. How's it going? Good to see you. My hair is an absolute nightmare today. Evening, Jason. I was unable to use the picture. Got started this kind of late. And also realized I don't have StreamYard on my phone. And Daniel, how's it going? Tiffany, how you doing? Hope everyone's doing okay over there. All right, hair's a little better. Not too bad. Just got done eating, thankfully, like 5 minutes ago. Sorry, my live started a little late. I was in the process of sort of cleaning up over here so I could do the live without having too much crapola in my area. Still working on this thing. I haven't done much. Yeah, I feel you on that one. The heat wave that we are getting down here in the south is not fun at all. I was going to send a picture to Jason earlier. I got home from work, and this bastard said 121. And I was like, there is no way, but that's the heat index. We only got up to 100 today. Oh, that sucks. That definitely sucks. Oh, that's awesome, Jason. My my tomatoes right now are struggling big time. I think I transplanted them at the wrong time of day. And I kind of sort of also transplanted them dry. That was my fault. I didn't realize how dry that bucket was when I pulled them out. I got them in the dirt as fast as possible and watered them. Gave them a good soaking, but I don't know. I think I might lose all four of them. It's going to be really sad if I do, because then that's pretty much going to eliminate me from the challenge, because I never replanted any of the peppers from the other stuff. All I would have left for this at this point in time would be the potatoes, which are doing good over there. All the rest of my potatoes over here are struggling again because it is just too damn hot. Like my potato bin that I normally have, the one that's in the raised bed, in the steel one that's by the greenhouse, that was doing fine up until like 2 days ago. And normally I water that every other day or every 2 days. I missed like 4 days on it. And now all of my plants are just laying down. Let's see. Tomatoes are struggling as well. It might have been too late in the season to try. Yeah, see, I think what I did on mine is I waited way too long to transplant them. So they're currently went into transplant shock. Hoping that I think what I'm going to do probably tonight is I will move them into an area where it's shady, or that gets a little bit more shade. That way they're not so hot, and hopefully they can recover. But then again, I had another tomato plant that was pretty much trimmed down to nothing. I left it out in the sun, and I just watered it, and it came back to life. I have like 8-9 tomatoes on it. So there's that. Let's see. Daniel's got garden is doing well. First bucket's died, so he started over. Hopefully the second set of buckets are doing well, or the second starts are going. I still have no sign of those bell peppers or the hot peppers, the Hungarian hot wax peppers. And at this point, it's too late in the season to try to get them to germinate. So I fricked up on that one, so those aren't going. Again, my only saving grace right now is my potatoes and my tomatoes. And I don't really like tomatoes, to be honest. I'm just growing them for the challenge. Yeah, problem is I don't have a lot of shady spots around my house because I have one space where there's an awning, but that that gets sunlight like the first 4 hours of the day, and then once it hits about noonish, it's in the shade, and then it gets nothing after that. But I have to keep my stuff at least getting some sunlight. And I figured I'd put them where I have them currently on the patio bench because that gets morning sun until noon. And then usually about after, once it hits past noon or the noon-ish time frame, it starts to creep into the shade and then gets the shade the rest of the entire evening. Still has enough heat from that area off the wall, the patio breaks, and the bench, because that's like a 4 or 5 inch thick slab of sandstone, whatever flagstone thingy it is. I don't know what the hell that's actually, or granite. It's a weird material. It's like brown rock, but I don't know what it's made of. Hey, CR, how's it going? Daniel's got watermelons growing. I still have watermelon seeds. I just never planted them this season. I don't know where to stick them right now. I will say this. My mystery melons that I still cannot identify, which I think is essentially a rock melon. I have one roughly the size, half the size of a watermelon, like a full-grown watermelon. The thing is absolutely massive. And I was looking at the plant earlier this morning or yesterday while I was watering, and I have a third melon that I did not even know was down there because it was covered by the vines. So, yeah, that one kind of threw me for a loop, and that one's roughly almost the size of a football right now at this point. Oh, yeah, definitely a bonus. I literally had no idea it was down there until the wind moved the, like, 3 runners that are going down in that area. That plant, I swear to God, is 2 plants. You should see it. It looks like one of those horror films where people go on vacation and they forget they have like a sweet potato in their cabinet and it gets a little bit of moisture in there from something. Oh, you think they're watermelons. Okay. Well, watermelon or not, still a bonus. But yeah, that plant looks like a one of those nightmare scenarios where you come back from vacation after like a month and your whole half your kitchen is just covered in vines. It is a pain in the butt to get those things to climb normally without constantly having to sit there and pull the vine back through the holes to get it on the outside. I figured it'd be like everything else because it has those little tendrils, the little climber vines, has those. I figured, this should be easy, just stick it on there and it'll just climb on its own. Well, the problem is the minute one part of that stem or vine gets through the holes, it starts climbing. It either flops down or tries to climb the backside, and it does not work out very well. And you can't, if you wait too long, you can't push it back without snapping the stem, which is a huge pain in the butt. I was not expecting this plant because normally if you have it a spot to climb, it'll climb. If you don't, it normally just lays down on the ground and grows around on the floor. And, well, this thing is, once again, has decided to start climbing up the rose bushes. So my option is to cut off the little grabber stems, the little grabbers, or the tendrils. I really don't know what the hell those things are called on a plant. I just call them tendrils or little grabbers, little grabbies. So my option is to either A, cut the entire stem off, which would probably shock the plant because that's a lot of plant matter. Some of those are like 3-4 feet long. Or cut the tendrils and slide the plant out of the bushes and just lay it down and let it grow there. Random cup of seeds and use the pinch. Well, you'll find out what it is in a couple of weeks, or you'll start noticing it. You'll notice right away if it's a watermelon. You'll start getting the striping. Usually once that watermelon's about this big, you start seeing the stripes. Cantaloupes the same way. Cantaloupes don't look like cantaloupes until they look like cantaloupes. Cantaloupes look weird as heck. They look all old and moldy, like they're covered in fungus, and then all of a sudden they start to look like cantaloupes. But I mean, it's kind of obvious when you're growing a cantaloupe plant, because even when the buds or the fruit itself, melon, is it a fruit or vegetable? Melon. Anyways, they automatically, they like almost all start kind of slightly oblong, and then within a week or two they're round, and then they just get bigger and bigger like that. Oh, so there's only 2 leaves. So you finally got the true leaves, or are those still the sun grabbers? Oh, hey, Colin, how's it going? No worries. Haven't thrown a link in yet, so we're still good. I'm still kind of trying to digest here. Like I said, I did eat recently before I got on here. Went and bought some actual food at the grocery store, so I don't get yet. Yeah, so okay, so it's got the 2 solar leaves. I know there's a technical name for them damn things, but I always just call them the solar grabbers or sun grabbers. It's always the first 2 leaves that pop out of the seed anyway. And then those will usually die off once the formation of the true leaves, the first set of actual leaves, comes out. Ah, damn, fucking eyes are killing me over here. But yeah. Other than that, you should be able to tell just based off of the pattern or shape of the leaves. Because I know basil's a funny one. So basil starts off, it doesn't really have technically the solar grabbers, solar grabbers. Those actually also, the same with radishes. I've noticed radishes start the same way. And sunflowers kind of do the same thing. They all start off with like 2 sets of just like solid round leaves like this. So you got your little round, like, I used to be able to do this. You get your 2 first little solar seeds like this, and then they double like this. So you basically get kind of like a stacked 4-leaf clover look. Ooh. Not my melons. I don't got none right now. Other than acorn squash. I have 1 acorn squash. Kill me here. Kill me, Smalls. So, I have all of that bit of information. I mean, I've grown a few melons. I tried to grow... Daniel, if you tag me and stuff, it makes it... I can watch it later. So when you're doing like the descriptions of your videos, throw in there like the @ symbol and then my channel name, and it'll mention me and it'll pull up the video automatically when it does that. And it should make it a little easier for me to find it. But I will definitely take a quick peek at that later. Oh, that is cold. Yeah, it's showing right now 103 outside, but I'm pretty sure that's the heat index. because it's supposed to be it's showing 96 right now. Yep, 96. Oh, and I checked it earlier for something we were discussing the other day about the numerical value based off of a heat index, or sorry, based off of the UV index. So in my area, extreme UV is 11. So probably 10 to 12. So there's that. It was an 8 or a 7 the other day when it was high. And then when it was low, when it's low, it's 0. It's like 5 or lower is low in UV index. So yeah, once you get above 10, it basically says that if you're outside for more than 15, 20 minutes without either clothing or some sort of shade, you start to sunburn. And I did find it on there. It actually specifically said 15 to 17 minutes outside without sun protection, and you will start to burn. I am glad I have a base suntan. Yeah, well, I knew there was an index for it. I just didn't know what the numerical value was in my area because I never dived deep enough into the UV index. If it tells me it's very high or extremely high, I already know it's going to burn like hell. It's like being stuck under a magnifying glass. Not pinpoint under a magnifying glass, but it feels like that circles all around, like just a column around you, not directly focused, but around you. So I guess there's not really an easy way for me to, but yeah. It's like the equivalent of having the sun focused on you in the section of a dime versus like a 50-cent piece. Yeah, that's going to be yeah, that'll yeah, it's not fun working out in this heat. It's really not. And I can understand them having to do that for their utility workers, road workers. Cuz one, you're out there on blacktop, which is essentially soaking up heat like a sponge, and it just sits there. There's nowhere for that heat to dissipate to. So they're getting cooked from both the top and the bottom. So yeah, I can understand why the state has kind of put a halt to construction work. They don't do that over here because everyone here is just like, whatever, it's hot. And I still say that the people in the UK have no idea what hot actually is. Their weather's like what Texas weather is, hot and moist. I would love to see them come down here to like Arizona, Utah, Nevada, and the Phoenix area, New Mexico as well. They would roast. Hey, there's Outdoors with Big Matt, or Matt with Outdoors with Big. With Big Outdoors Matt. Matt with Outdoors. You missed a recent update, Matt. So my tomatoes are not doing so well. Only a 9? So your UV index is very high. Hey, Texas, if you're in the area, yes. You mean the peanut brittle gallery? Poor Matt couldn't even freaking film his video the other day because the peanut gallery was just going off, going and going and going. I could hear her in the background, but I couldn't really understand what she was saying. But yeah, Matt, I believe that that particular machine is really designed more for the straight wire. So stuff like your standard electrical wire. Yeah, I was gonna buy the tomato cages so I have some support for mine, but I completely forgot about it. Right now, 3 of the buckets have a 3-foot piece of bamboo trimmed down into them, stacked next to them, so I can run some of this stuff. I love this stuff. This stuff. Yes, it is Velcro brand, but yeah, it's basically like a plant Velcro. And on some of my plants, what I'll do is I'll wrap the first little bit around the pole so it doesn't slide down, and then I'll wrap the excess around the plant and then lock it on. Otherwise, normally you would just go, like this is your plant, this is your stake. Normally you would just it's gonna be kind of hard to do it with one finger. And normally you would just go like that, so you have the looped end right there. But sometimes, depending on how bored I am or how intricate I want to get it, I'll do the first little bit, like I said, around the pole, and then you take the other half, and then you just lock it on top, or lock it to the side. That way you have, I don't know if you can see it, kind of see it in there. I have index pointer finger with it wrapped, and then the middle finger kind of loose. Sometimes I do them that way, sometimes I don't. It depends on whether or not the plant likes to slide down or stays vertically. Tomatoes, I might have to do that just because I know that plant, once it starts getting larger, does tend to sink. Nah, you're fine, Deb. We just started like 20 minutes ago. You're actually surprisingly early. Oh, my sunflowers are not tall enough to shade my tomatoes. I have like 2 up front in the main bin where I wanted to plant them, where I planted them last year, that are higher than 5 feet. The rest of them stopped at like 5 foot even, like almost dead at 5 foot. Birds have already cleaned out like 4 of them. I've already had to cut the heads off. So now I just have the stalks at like 4.5 feet. Yeah, them birds went after them suckers quick. I still have the one right outside my window next to the greenhouse that I planted. I planted 6 of them. Only 2 of them popped up. But I think that's just because of the way where they were sitting, how they were sitting. So I think next year I'm going to do something entirely different in that little square. The sunflowers just aren't cutting it right there. Plus, I've run into that thing like 5 times in the last couple of days. Because I go around that corner when I'm watering to go get more water, and I plowed right into that thing one day. Got me dead square, like bam, right there. Oh, my whole plant is curled currently right now. Again, I transplanted it in the evening with full shade. Problem was that area was like 90 degrees when I transplanted it. But I had everything ready. I had the buckets ready. I had water ready. They went in. I watered them right away. As you guys, so actually I soaked the buckets first before I planted them. And I actually planted them about 4 or 5 inches deep, so they went in deep. So I got to probably get some mulch going up in there so I can start getting a good bit of watering in. But I need to put them in an area where the excess drain off doesn't stain the patio, the flagstone. And I don't know where to put them on the property where it's not going to be a problem. No, so yeah, before I transplanted CR, my tomato plants were looking fantastic. Uh, I would say the root growth was on the low end, but I wasn't also pumping it full of fertilizers and rooting hormones, so that was on me. I am trying to go as physically natural as possible, hence the reason why I put the stakes next to it so I can have some support for the plants when they get taller. But as of right now, all four of my tomato plants, the whole top is like this. They just look sad. So I might have to cover them or just move them either tonight or tomorrow morning before I go to work. On Also, fair warning, next week I will not be able to go live on Saturday. I am stuck at work, which is really goddamn aggravating. So I've told my boss numerous times I do live streams on Saturday, and I've been doing it for like the last 5 years. Actually, 6 years. Actually, longer than that. And he still got me scheduled until like 9 p.m. on Saturday. So I'm a little annoyed on that one, and I don't know if I'll be able to make it up because next week I won't be going to anybody's lives. Or sorry, the week after that I won't be on anybody's lives. So next week I can make it to y'all's lives. The week after that, nothing. You guys won't see me for 10 days. For those of you who remember, if you don't see me on here for that long, around this time, you know what that means. I'm not looking forward to it, but it is what it is, especially when we're short-staffed, because nobody wants to work nowadays. Everybody wants to make money, but nobody wants to actually put forth the effort to actually making the money. So there's that. So I'll probably be under a lot of stress in the next 2 weeks. And I will have no outlet to get rid of it because I'm going to be stuck here, stuck at work. So that's going to be fun, but I figured I'd let you guys know in advance so you all don't worry about me when you don't see me in 2 weeks or on Saturday of next week. Again, just a heads up. Don't want anybody freaking out. Don't want everyone paging me, texting me, calling me, trying to figure out why I'm not online. That's the reason why. I was scheduled to work. I mean, it's great for my paycheck. Sucks for morale. Can't stream from work. I'll be busy. The night that I'm there till 9 is a concert night. I won't even have time to look at my phone. Also, hello, Lori. How's it going? How you doing this week? How's the weather? Yeah, I believe that is the. Oh, that's the 9th. That's the 19th. So that would be the. That'd be actually the Rockalypse concert. But yeah, also for anyone who's doing a lot of like stuff where they're trying to train their plants to climb up trellises, you can use these. Like I said, the Velcro brand. Like it's just cheap. You can tear this with your fingers. As you can see, that little cut right there is not exactly straight. My envelope. Oh, hot and neighbors are doing fireworks? Damn. Oh, yeah, I do got that one too. Where did I put it? We'll get that one going here shortly. You can also use like the standard plant clips. They make varieties of those. Some of them you just kind of squeeze it and it just clamps on there. They have the full-on clips that have like the hooks, and then you like clamp it onto the pole, kind of like spring-loaded. Or if you don't have those, I know most places will sell these little cable tie things. These are actually Velcro as well. A little more durable, or I would say sturdy than the other ones. So you can also use these as well. But I will be forthcoming and say that the roll of these is probably going to be pretty expensive versus like this. I think I paid like $3.99 or $4.99. You get like 50 or 100 feet, something like that. It's ridiculous. Let me see here. Let me actually Google that one real quick. $440, and it's 50 feet. Oh, 50 inch. Oh, that says 50 inches. Nah, there's no way. That seems longer than, like, what I have there is longer than 50 inches. I almost guarantee it. That's already 6 feet. That's already close to 72 inches. And I still have that much more to go. So yeah, it's got to be close to like, oh, I think maybe it's 50 feet. Oh yeah, it is. It does say right. That one doesn't say it. This one does. Yeah, Velcro 50 foot by 1/2 inch garden ties in green. So yeah, this is like a 50-foot roll. That's what I thought. I was like, there's no way it's 50 inches. I have another roll of this. I just absolutely have no idea where it's at. I just keep this one in here because that way I know where it's at physically for whatever thing is I need it for. Which usually just when working with this, I usually just stick it in my back pocket. This way I have it, like I said, on hand, ready for whatever I need it for. Now I gotta roll it back up. It was my own fault for undoing it. So now I gotta do this the fun way. Make sure it's at least semi-latched to itself decently. Now, Lori, they are using, if you are hot over there, they are at least taking precautions with firework safety and using, at least have either the hose or some water nearby, just in case a fire happens. Apparently, Sheen sells like this style of version, or like little ones, like 2 to 3 inches. They just stack onto each other. They're like literally just like this exact same one here. $1,800, Jesus. Well, they also do make the plant strappers, which runs on those little plastic straps that you normally see around nursery plants. That are usually just kind of just stapled on there. I like those, but at the same time, I don't like those, like at all. I don't like them because eventually that plastic's gonna disintegrate. The staple's gonna fall in there. You're gonna forget that was on there. You're gonna do something, and you're gonna poke yourself with a staple. Now, mind you, it is gonna give you a little bit of iron in your soil because it is technically a ferrous material, so it is iron content material. So it'll probably take it a couple of months to break down in your planter, but again, just be careful. I was talking about this stuff, going into a little bit more detail on it. That's about it. All right, so I guess before we got enough people in here, before we get underway too much farther, before we have our beverages, and I did go and buy some more beef jerky. Quick note on that. I did get me another of the big bags. But this time I had to get the teriyaki. I was planning on getting both, but they were completely out of the peppered. I also got more snacks because I needed snacks. All I had left for snacks was Reese's Pieces and chocolate. And I can only eat so many ice cream cones before I get sick. All right, so here's this. We get the usuals from one of my favorite subscription places. These guys actually do way better than some of the other crap boxes I've gotten. So we have usual, we have Grimwork subscription, sweet. Looks like I got. The question is that glow in the dark? Let's find out. It is not. Well, that would have made it 100 times better if that was a glow-in-the-dark patch. But I have a Grim Workshop style American flag patch. And these are not just patches, these are actually cache patches. So you can actually hide stuff on there or hide stuff in there. So you got your hook and loop backer, which you can sew onto any surface. So there's the backer. Standard, rough size standard patch like you would get for like blue jeans or whatnot. But again, you can sew that on if you have a machine that'll do it, like an embroidery machine, or even, oh man, that thing just sent fuzzies everywhere. Woo! My whole table's covered with little black fuzzies from the Velcro patch. Look at this. All up on my hand. But like I said, this is the cache. These are the cache patches. So it does have a little pocket in there. It's not a very big pocket, but you can fit a few things in there. Item like this is not one of them. You cannot fit one of these in there. This one, by the way, is heavy. That is a heavy duty. And this one is the... Of course, this shit does not want to... Why is it every time I want to do this, this thing does not want to focus because of the glare? So as you can see, it's based in Texas. And this is the... This is one of the bigger lockpick kits. So I am like really trying to show this off without too much glare, and it's not making it easy. I'll just wedge it right in front of the camera. So hopefully you guys can see that. Comes with multiple rakes, tension bar. There's probably 4. Oh, it's got 4 main rakes and 3 minis. So the ones with the holes are the main ones. The other 3 were the little minis for smaller stuff, I guess, for shims. And then you have the 2 tension bars or tensioners / lockpicks themselves. And I'm assuming you can use one of these as a bump key. I just don't know which one. But yeah, this one's actually a super heavy duty one, like thick metal. And yes, it is metal, because that is a magnet. That is a knife, and again, that is a magnet. This is not magnetic. That is. So, for those of you who may or may not want to try to argue with me, back of my flashlight is magnetic. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in its sleeve so I don't get fuzzies all over the place again. And that is what we got in this week's. Also got this one again. That's a copy. I have like 3 of these. That is fire from a battery. We all know how to do that. Wear gloves because you will burn your fingers. It does get hot. And then how to make a pair of tweezers. For anybody that doesn't know this one, some of us have done this on accident. Reaching into your pocket, grabbing change, and pinching yourself. These are technically the playing cards. Oh, they stopped doing that one last year. They're just doing the emergency, like quick, basic, how to do this. Eventually, they'll turn this whole packer series into a what they normally would. So you get the playing card style versions of everything. But as of now, that's what they got. That's what they're doing. They're probably trying to save on cost as much as they can because everything is getting more and more expensive, but the cost of these is not really changing. So I'm still paying like $20 a month for each one of those. Right, bushcraft glitter. Yeah, broke off one of the loops for the hook and loop. That can go in there. And now I'm 7 minutes late, but better late than never. Let's get this up in there for the regulars. Hopefully my camera will decide to. Yeah, it's almost long enough to finally get back up in here. But I still need a couple more months, like another month or two. And then I'll be able to, it should be able to make it to the backside. And there's Mr. Colan in the basement.
How you doing?
Doing all right. I'm a little tired, as one can see. I do.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm living, I'm making it, I'm surviving.
Living the life.
I'm living a life. It's not the life, but I'm living a life.
Well, the life that you have, you're living it. So that's all better.
I'm living something.
Yeah.
Living proof that living in the desert sucks. There's a guy I saw you in the basement.
Yep.
Basement window flicker.
Flicker.
I
had to water my plants twice today.
You should be going more times than that.
I watered some of my plants this morning. Okay. The patch of stuff I have under the tree, I have like 8 corn under there, a sunflower, and like a couple of radishes, which have been struggling. I watered them this morning before I went to work. I came back, and they all looked like they were dying.
I did that. That's what I did this morning. I mean, early this morning when I got up, I watered
Make sure you don't have wet wilt.
Then I went, right before I went and did it again. And moved the clone back out under the awning a little bit more.
All right, now, what did you say, Jason?
I said, make sure it's not wet wilt. You're drowning your plants?
No, it's one of them, like corn. You know full well sunflowers soak up a ton of water.
Oh, yeah.
The more they get, the bigger they get. Yeah, no, like I said, I water them like once, twice a day sometimes, or every other day. So I watered them this morning because I had a little bit of extra time to water some of my plants this morning. And yeah, I came back. Went out there to do some watering and looked at them, and they were all. I was like, "What the hell?" They all looked sad. But again,
that's what mine did
100
too.
degrees, heat index of like 1, according to my freaking thermometer, 121. But that's probably just because of where I specifically have the reader at. But yeah. Unfortunately, once it hits about 1 o'clock, 1:30, that space under the tree is in the sun until it goes away. So that's like 7.5 hours of it just baking in the sun.
Ouch.
Yeah, we're running about 80.
Yeah, I'm running, I think mine,
81.
I'm probably at about 90 right now.
And
96. So yeah, it's still hotter than Hades.
They're saying our UV index right currently is now 0. Don't ask me how. We still got bright sun going.
Yeah, I checked on mine earlier today. It said 11, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be out there.
Where, like I said, or like I typed in earlier, is that it's 9 today. It's going to be 9 tomorrow. It's could be 9 the next day. I can't get past that further than that out. So, at least I don't think I can anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, once I'm done here, I got to go out and water more plants.
Yeah, I only had to do a quick water this afternoon, just a little bit.
Lucky.
Yeah, my pepper plants are doing wonderful now after the transplant.
I bet.
They got more room now.
Well, no, the first 2 days they were wilted pretty bad. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna lose them.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. When it comes to peppers on transplant, yeah, it's always like anywhere between 2 to 5 days where they kind of look like they're dying or like they're not going to do anything at all.
Yeah, they're struggling.
They're just boom.
Mine didn't do anything like that.
Did you transplant or did you just leave them in the container?
I transplanted because I had to add more soil. I separated all. I took all but one. That's the one that's in there now, and I pulled it all the way out. Added more soil, put it back in, and it's the only
you
that way since.
didn't disturb any of the roots on the pepper plant. You just
the
whole thing out, added dirt to the bottom.
I kept the root ball intact.
Yeah.
I didn't want to mess with it.
When you take it out and you expose the roots and you have to put it back in the dirt, that's when you see your plant do this. After like 24 hours, it'll do that. And it'll stay that way for like 3 to 5 days.
Well, I did mine a lot earlier than you did because mine was only about that tall when I did it. So he was plenty safe once he caught on with the new soil. Oh my gosh, you've seen the results.
Prime the soil with Epsom salt too.
Might have done. Yeah, you want to add this stuff when the plant's about a foot tall. That's usually when I do the Epsom salt for mine, when the plant is like established. So there's a possibility you almost burned your roots.
No, I put very, very little in there, and I stirred it up in the top 3 or 4 inches of that planter. Just to help that just a little tiny bit. In like 3 days, just had that wilt because I didn't have a whole lot of roots on them. And then all of a sudden, hey, we're healthy now. We're going.
Yeah, they'll stand straight up. Bell peppers will do the same thing. And I still don't know what my mystery peppers are.
Yeah, they are pumping out leaves right now. I mean, they're just going to town.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. You'll see the update in a few days. I mean, it's like, wow. I'll probably pull a clip off of my at the transplant so you can see how big they are, and then do one a week later, compare them right next to each other.
Gotcha. Now, make sure, folks, that if you are doing either a short or an update video for your 5-gallon bucket challenge, make sure you tag people. If you want somebody to watch it, make sure you tag them in the description.
Yeah, I tag mine in the collaboration box.
Yeah. If you do not tag people, to be fair, most of us work and then we do YouTube, or water our gardens and then do YouTube. We do not have the luxury of sitting here for 24 hours trying to search for videos. So please, if you would like somebody to watch your video, or at least, get some views off of it, please make sure you tag people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, right there. Make sure you tag people. I had to actually subscribe to the K and Mac project because every time I kept trying to tag them, it would not pull up their channel name. So,
have you guys been noticing when I've been tagging you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do get them.
And Jason and Matt.
Yeah, I get them. I just remember when you tag me is usually when I'm at work, so it takes me a while to get to watching stuff.
Well, I've been trying to do them in the afternoons on Sundays, so.
And I'm at work.
I know this.
Oh, it actually made it through. Right there, Blakey.
No. You can't hear you. Turn it up a little bit more. Doubles.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me turn up the volume.
Hey, Blake, how you doing, brother?
Now
Long
that would
time
be
no
in
see.
stereo.
In stereo, well available?
No, we get two of them.
Oh, he's doing the mechanical one. Okay. Reel that one back in there, Cliff.
Hold on, don't forget the classic. How's it going, Blake? How's the weather over there? Hopefully you're not too wet or too dry. I hope you're just the right amount of moist.
Oh, don't say that word.
I love throwing that out here because just so many people. I don't know why they hear the word.
It's a cringy word, and you know it.
It rained a little. Okay. Hopefully that helped the plants. Or whatever plants you have left growing over there. If you're growing anything this season. I don't know. I got like 20 notifications today from YouTube. Did you put it in the description, CR?
I didn't see anything.
I remember I got one yesterday. I don't remember getting one today. Come on, YouTube.
I've been kind of busy the last couple of days.
Let's see. Got the one from the watermelon update from 10 days ago. I got one. I always get tons of them from Spicy. He doesn't tag me in them. I just automatically get them. Was it an actual video there, CR? Or was it a short? Because I get a lot of weird, because of my YouTube searches, I get a lot of odd stuff throughout the day. I never got anything from Bear Butler.
Nope, neither did I.
I'm also pretty sure I'm not even subscribed to that channel. I typed in bear, and the first damn thing that popped up on my search was in the big blue house. Like, are you kidding me?
It got smoky. Or wait, we had so many bear things talking about yesterday. So anything
Apparently
possible.
somebody did do a 5-gallon bucket challenge. Oh, that's okay. I think I know who he is. Yeah, I
What's
usually
his
see him
name?
in chat somewhere.
What's his name, Cliff?
Oh yeah, no, I did get this one yesterday.
Who?
Bear Butler, 321. I did check this one. Yeah, so I did get
Oh,
I did
Bear
get the
Butler?
notification on this one.
Okay.
I think I commented on it too. I don't remember.
I was wondering who that was.
Somebody's sending me dirty pictures.
Oh, not me.
Yeah, I watched it, but I did not comment on it. I remember. The minute I saw him, I was like, oh, yeah, I remember seeing that one. Now somebody's sending me dirty pictures.
Yeah, he didn't tag me. He tagged you. He tagged
There's
Todd,
a bald dude in the basement.
Hey, Matt.
Greetings, good sir.
Yep, I wasn't tagged. Oh, I was tagged in that one.
Mm-hmm.
How did Matt get on that corner? I didn't even
I
move
have
him.
tagged a few people.
Do what now?
That's the corner I came up on.
Bro, I can barely hear you.
Turn it up.
Hello.
Eh? Your what hurts?
What?
Chicken butt? What?
Testing.
That's what goats say. Goats are what?
What did the fox say?
Oh God, what didn't the fox say? That's the better question.
I seen a guy who was doing those nature photography things, Cliff, and he said he posted said, "Oh, someone came up to see what I was doing," and he turns around and there's a fox, not even 2 feet from his camera, looking straight at him.
They're surprisingly curious creatures. Meow.
Talk about extreme close-up.
So, which way works better, hand or with drill? Matt.
I was doing it both. And now I don't know what.
Yeah, well, I saw the video where you did it with where you were hand cranking
This
it.
right here.
Yeah.
There's a gauge on the back of.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, 3 different.
Actually, hand cranking it is actually a little bit easier for me, especially because I got a jacked up hand. Don't worry.
Is it me or is it you guys? So someone else? Is he lagging to you guys, or is it just me?
Matt, you got storms in your area, or your internet just being weird today?
Yeah, we got storms.
Nah,
We're getting rain off and on.
I'm gonna.
But no,
see if
I came up to answer questions. That Bear Butler, as far as I'm concerned, he's not a part of the challenge because he just went and bought a tomato plant like what somebody else was wanting to do and throwed it in a bucket and said, "Look, mine's growing."
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, okay. But yes, and I am. You're tagging people that are taking part. We're trying to help each other grow. So, and if you're tagging, like Cliff tags me, yes, it sends me a notification that he posted it. You know, but if you're tagging somebody else that's in it, then other people that come and watch his video see that and they can connect easier.
Yep,
that's why
what I do. I pretty much tag everybody here. I tag CR. I'll tag Bill. I try tagging some of the other people, but sometimes it won't let me because I don't like. I feel like in order to tag somebody, you have to subscribe to their channel, not just like know them.
No, you don't have to be subscribed to their channel. If it's somebody you dislike or whatever, don't bother tagging them. But if it's somebody that has a channel and it's just not the type of content that you enjoy watching or whatever, then you know it is what it is. At the end of the day, the whole idea behind it is
challenge. I'm
going to
tag.
Yeah, the whole idea behind it is to help other people grow and to help get watch hours and put your knowledge of what you're doing out there, whether it's wrong or right. It's being put out there, and somebody else can come along and say, "Hey, I could do that. Oh, I could do this to make it even better." So.
Or, hey, that's somebody I didn't even know about at all. And now I follow their channel.
Yeah, I'll 100% admit right now I am about 75% failing, which sucks.
Well, I hate to say it, but I mean, I'd have to ask Jason, but I think your channel's grown the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, but right now I'm at a stalemate. I'm right sitting at 713. I haven't gone anywhere since.
I'm doing good with my 2 plus my the other three.
Now I have a question. Do you have a backup channel or a BS channel?
I do not.
Do not.
I can barely function half the time with this one channel. I don't need another one trying to take up more of my time.
I have a couple of extra channels just for watch hours for people. Because it doesn't matter how many times I subscribe to you with them, it goes away. So, I mean, it stays on my end, but your numbers go back down, and it's like, what the heck?
Well, it's because technically those channels, yes, you're using them to help get views, but you're not active like on a daily.
Different IP address completely. So
yeah.
But like I said, that's what's been allowing me to help people with watch hours is because I can switch to those and let it play until the playlist plays through. And because they're on different IP addresses, it counts as
it helps.
So I don't know. YouTube be doing some weird stuff lately.
YouTube always does weird stuff.
Yeah.
So do you want to see my newest, wildest creation just because I can?
Did you use the cable or are you using the copper wire?
Well, it's all copper wire. It's just cable form.
What other one is that a stirring spoon?
Renaissance man up there probably knows what it is.
Give me a second.
Jason probably knows what it is. It's not
Just
not
about-
done. This part will be close to the width of the rock.
I can't. It's not. I can't see close enough.
It's a wizard stick.
It is.
Okay, I see it.
It's a Harry Potter thing.
You're a wizard, Harry.
No. But Texans Down Under is into that genre of stuff, dragons, bears, and tigers.
If he doesn't shave for like 3 months, he could technically be a Harry Potter.
No, I'm not going to shave for like 6 months or a year. Who
You'll
knows?
still be a
Maybe
you'll
never.
still be a Harry
He
Potter.
will never be a Hagrid.
No, I will not be. I will be a barbarian.
You are a barbarian. You're not going to become one. You,
He said baldbarian.
hey, I got the bald part, but not the barbarian part.
I can barely contain my excitement here. Bare bones. The good old.
But
good old.
I am almost finished with my bracelet. Would you like to see?
I feel like that won't fit around your wrist.
It's not supposed to touch. There's supposed to be a gap.
Oh, you're okay. That style.
But
Hey, Cliff,
I
I got to be
forged
right back
welded.
because I think I got to reboot.
Yep.
I
do what you
forged
gotta do.
welded
I'll be right back.
the tip.
Now, are you leaving it rounded, or are you gonna flatten
No,
it
it's
out?
flat. It's flat.
No. I meant the whole
Oh
part.
no, this part's staying just like that.
Okay. Because I remember when you did the video the other day, it was Peanut Brittle Gallery had hers looked like it was hammered.
No, that was Texans. Are
Or
you not
Texans.
Texans? That was Infinite Mist, Cassidy.
No. Yeah, hers looked
My
like
daughter.
it was hammered.
Yep, it was, and she doesn't want to change it. I was like, I was just testing, seeing different things. Now I will make some more like that as well, but for right now, I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do the ends, and I've got that figured out. And so,
I would just say solder.
except for if you get the lead-free solder, it's like almost $30 for one little bitty roll. And the one little bitty roll, I could probably do 5 or 6 of these. So now that I have it figured out, I'm taking Old Faithful,
Yep.
just a little torch, and after I twist it, I put it in a vise and I heat one end of it up, and I grab it with the pliers and just twist it until it either breaks off or I decide to just cut it. But at that point, and then I'm taking it out of that and heating it back up and hammering it flat and compacting all the way around, so that it locks everything in there good and tight. No sharp edges, no nothing. I'm filing off any bad spots that'll hurt you.
So I know that wire's not that thick, but here's a.
This is thick wire. What I started with was thin. This is thick. This is the higher the number, the thicker the gauge. Is that what it is?
No. Other way around.
Okay, you got this figured out.
This is 12 gauge. I have 10 gauge and 16 gauge is what I started out with.
I feel like it's the other way around, but I could be wrong. But yeah,
It works like
No.
fish hooks.
what my thought process was on there, if you get each individual one flat enough and wide enough to kind of like overlap them like this, drill a small hole in all three of them and run a small like heated rivet pin in there and kind of pin them together so you have like the round end on the outside, so you're basically pinning them, and then just round off the corners. So they're basically all stacked like this. But finding a rivet pin or something, you could probably even do it with like one of the smaller pieces of copper wire.
Mhm.
And just round off the ends on there. So even if you have two rounded ends on both sides, top and bottom, it's not really going to rub or like irritate whoever's wearing it, because that's going to be on the soft side of the skin anyway. That's usually pretty flexible. That's why most
gonna be-
watch buckles are on that side instead of the top.
It's going to be a hit and miss, trial and error with everything that I'm doing on it. I have, and you can ask the peanut brittle gallery over there. I have numerous different ideas for different things, because I've even thought about I think I can do it, but I'm not sure. But I'm thinking of taking one of the women's hair scrunchies.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of cutting one and sewing the ends that I cut back together so that it'll just be like a long scrunchie instead of a round scrunchie, and then placing it inside the wire and twisting it just to have a different look.
That'd be interesting.
So I just don't know how well it's going to come out or if it's going to even be worth the hassle. So, and then I am currently, as soon as my everything is back to 100 or as closer to 100% healed, I'm working on getting shell casings.
Which ones do you need?
9mm, 22, and I think the other one's like a 38.
My baby.
Well, because I know several shooting ranges around where I'm at here that is littered. It's the worst thing you could do with it, but they're littered. And all I have to do is go there and pick them up.
You do know that you can take those to the scrapyard and make money off of them, right?
I know this, but they're to certain people, they're worth more than scrap.
Well, yeah, because some people reload them.
Exactly.
So, but
I think I got some 9mm in my truck.
I actually, one of my real good friends here in town owns 2 gun ranges, and I've already spoken with him. He's like, "Come take whatever you want. They leave it behind. I can pick up the lead too when we, if I want to go through the pile of rubber in the back to clean all of it. But it's one of those things. You start doing it, you got to do all of it. You can't just do part of it.
You have to basically melt the whole thing down, burn out all the rubber parts.
No, you sift through the rubber. The rubber goes back.
It's
It's what slows the projectile down to keep it from going through the wall.
I get that part. No, what I'm saying is when the shot goes through those, it leaves debris behind, and you got to sift it out.
Yes, if it's hollow points, but you shouldn't be shooting hollow points in a closed room unless you're shooting someone.
Has that ever stopped anybody before?
At a gun range, yes.
At a gun range, yes.
Outdoor gun ranges.
Yes.
Well, that's outdoors.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not. I could go to the outdoor gun range, but then there I'd have to dig through dirt.
You'd have to dig. Yeah, I was going to say you'd have to dig through the damn sandhill in the back.
Yeah.
But all you need is
But I can
reason
go
for
over
that.
there. I can go over there with a broom and a dustpan and get whatever casings I want. You know,
Right.
it's and usually the people that do that, they get paid to clean it out, and then they take whatever they get from it and take it to the scrapyard to get paid even more. Or they
But
resell
how
them
much
to
do you have
people.
to have
that
to
do-
get any money out of it is the question.
Not for lead, not a lot. Lead's
No, I was talking about the casings.
Let's put it this way. Now it's a different price point. I think brass is more than copper, but I'd have to look to verify that. I took a quarter of a bucket of copper to the scrapyard that was pieces that I cut off, pieces that broke, or they were just not working the way I wanted them to the scrapyard, and made $75.
Not bad.
So
now, Matt. You can get yourself like a little tiny small blast furnace or whatever, and just melt your own melt your copper and just make your own like copper bricks or ingots.
yes,
For later.
I actually have one of those on the way,
That's cool.
and a rock cutter. I think it's a cutter or a sander. I'm not sure.
Yeah, rock cutter, tile cutter, same damn thing.
Yeah, I'm not. Rock cutter's set up a little bit different with better safety measures.
Well, it depends on whether or not you're using the chain style with the winch, or if you're using like an actual motorized one.
It's electric,
So yeah, it'll be the same thing as basically a tile cutter.
except for instead of it being this way, it's this way.
Sideways.
So how much is copper going per pound
Um,
and or brass?
Not a lot. Copper right now, I think, is
I don't know. I
$7
I don't know
a
where-
pound.
I don't know where I put the paper down, but I had a net weight of 15 pounds of copper and got $75.
That's not bad.
It would have actually been a little bit more, but they took out for the weight for the bucket.
So
They called the bucket 2 pounds. I called BS on that, but
Now, there's times I showed up at the recycling center. I kept 4 gallons of water, brand new, unopened. And I had one location when I had to go put those on the scale. They told me to leave.
why?
Because I was testing their scale. I knew what 4 gallons of water weighed.
Yeah, it should weigh like 34, 35 pounds.
Uh-huh.
But and the reason they probably ran you off, and it probably would have happened here for sure, is because people used to carry 5-gallon buckets in their vehicle of water to go across the scales, and then they'd empty it before they came back.
Well, I never heard of that one.
Yeah, well, anyways, it came out to 29.8 pounds. So how many people were they messing over?
Skimming.
Oh, they scalp them a little bit because they got to make overhead somehow too, because they have to hire somebody to come and drag all that shit off.
Yeah, but no, that's
They make more. They where they make their money from is because they do the same thing. Like we're picking it up and doing all the work of cleaning it or stripping it or whatever for copper, or just the metal. We're doing all the work of bringing it to their place. They buy it for a set price, and then they sell it to somebody else for a higher price.
Yeah.
But there is some of them that are shady that will do exactly like what Jason was just saying. They
You're
will
not getting what you were
in their
supposed to.
favor. Yeah. So that's also part of the reason why there's only 2 scrap yards that I go to. There's about 6 of them in the area around here.
I have it
But-
everywhere.
two of them, and one of them is the one that I went to this last week. And like I said, I called BS on the bucket, but I really wasn't I needed to get rid of it. I needed to make a little bit of money so that I could get certain things so I can make this process go but easier. So yeah, I wasn't too worried about it.
My recommendation going forward, Jason, is sorry, Matt.
If I drive 30, 45 minutes down the road, I can get a better price, but then I'm wasting that in gas.
Yeah, you're fueling time.
Yep. So
Next time, weigh your bucket empty, get your base weight on the bucket, and then fill the damn thing so you know exactly how much it weighs.
oh,
I got a pack weight.
like I said, I called BS on the bucket, but I wasn't worried about it. I knew what it weighed before I went in there. I weighed the bucket by itself, which wasn't even a pound, might I add.
Plastic bucket?
Plastic bucket. It was 0.98.
So you lost about a pound, basically.
So
No, that bucket's not even a pound. Does 16 ounces is a pound.
If it was just under.
Yeah, I don't know. I put it on my bathroom scale.
I've got
Digital
a pack
or
scale that gives
manual?
you exact.
Digital.
Yeah, if you have a kitchen scale, it's actually more accurate on those because it's a smaller scale designed for things under 15 pounds.
We have one of those, but like I said, as far as with it full of copper, their scale was right on. Like, he didn't weigh the bucket out. He just typed in a number.
Now, see, you could have put like a pound of lead at the bottom of that, and they never would have noticed.
Yeah, when they dump it in their container, they look at it. And why would I dump a pound of lead in the bottom of it? Because lead, actually, you get more for lead than you do anything else.
Depends on where you're at, but yeah, some things are more expensive than others.
You get your bucket back or not?
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, they're not going to keep your bucket. They're just going to take your bucket.
Oh, they will if you don't tell them.
Straight.
But like I said, and when I noticed the two, I'm like, I don't see how you're saying that because I got the bucket in my possession. Now, I did throw an old pair of jumper cables in there where I had stripped some of the wire off of it, but I was like, this is going to make too much of a mess, so screw it. I'm just going to take it like that. So, and I made almost $10 on it. And then they took a percentage off of that, very low percentage, really, because as it was right at $10, and I made $9.60 something cents.
It's more money than you had when you started.
Yeah. So
Depends on how far he had to drive. He might have broke even.
I didn't even use $5 worth of gas.
Because it's that close.
It's literally right around the corner, just about from me. What did you say? How many miles is Cameron's from here? She says 8 miles.
God damn.
So
I wonder if I can take all my scrap nails that I get, because I got probably gone through 200 or 300 pounds of nails that I'll fill a like number 8 can and I'll just throw them in the trash can,
you can,
or I'll throw them in the recycling.
I mean,
bin.
it's free money, but if you throwing them in used food cans like green bean cans or whatever, those are metal too.
Yeah, no, I have the number 8 cans that I get from work. Those are all metal that are lined.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're all steel canisters.
So fill them up and stack them in the corner, and when you get a day off when the scrap yard's open, take them down to the scrap yard.
Our scrap yard's open in 7 days a week. No, 5 days a week. I think they're closed on Sundays.
Ours is open at least 6, and I think it's open half a day on Sunday now.
And my scrap yard's not that far from my house. It's only like 10 minutes, maybe 15.
Ours is on the other side
That's
of
about what mine is.
town.
Yeah, I could just take 3 of those cans, because all those nails they're steel. They do have a little bit of copper on there, but that's the copper tagline that they're on from the nail gun. So that shouldn't make too much of a issue for them.
They're not even going to pay attention to that. But
No,
they'll
because
pay more
the tag
attention
end is
to
like that big.
they're going to pay more attention to the liner of the can than anything.
The steel can.
But see, and then is it a steel can or are they going to classify it as tin? It's
No,
two
that's-
different prices.
Fun part is, I have a magnet with me all the time.
Yes, but tin is magnetized too. It's just a
No,
lower
tin is
grade
not magnetic.
metal. Yeah, it is.
This shit.
Unless you're getting plastic tin. But yes, it is. It's all. It's most of it's galvanized now.
I know roofing tin is technically metallic, so it does have a little bit of an iron content in it, but
Yep. Which, like I said, are they? And that's what they say. A lot of these empty vegetable cans are. It's like a metallic base.
yeah, no. If I could stick a magnet to it, it's metal.
But and they'll check it. I mean, if you say, hey, wait a minute, they'll check it.
No, see, the scrapyard that I've gone to, so they've got the main weigh scale. So if you're having like a trailer full of crap or like a car full of stuff, and you take it over there, they weigh all of that. When you go in, and then they weigh you on the way out, and then they pay, whatever. That same spot, before you even get to that section of the weigh station, like when you're in the main door, there's another section just off to the left or right of that area. And it's like where they take all like the aluminum cans, lead, copper wire,
And
metal wire, all
you
that
can-
shit.
You can take metal in there too if you're not
Yeah.
taking large amounts.
Yeah, the larger amounts of like heavy metals, if you're doing like air conditioners, refrigerators, like engine blocks, that's where you go to the main part of the scrapyard.
Engine blocks, yes, definitely. But did you know? And actually, you better check that because a lot of the main engine blocks now are aluminum.
But even aluminum's worth something.
Aluminum's worth more.
Not the dirty aluminum. You'll get less than what you get for like aluminum cans.
I'd rather not have to deal with the Chinesium aluminum.
But your air conditioners, 90% of what you're going to make money off of is the copper and the aluminum.
I would say the most you're going to get would be off of the radiators because that's all lead. Or is it tin for the radiator fins?
The fins, those are aluminum.
So yeah, you'll get your money off of that.
But
where you're going to get it at.
Like Jason just said, don't get dirty. And as soon as they see the copper in there, they're going to say it's dirty. Vice versa. If you take for the copper and the aluminum's there, they're going to say it's dirty. They have to clean it. They have to separate that out. You can separate it yourself, and it's really not hard. Get you one of those little saw tools, that they got now, the new ones, and you can run across the fins the same direction that the fins are, and you can ride that copper tubing that's inside of it and go all the way to the other end and just take all of that and put it in a bucket, and then take the copper and put it in a different bucket. And unfortunately, because it's soldered together, they're going to ding you for the solder, but there's not really a whole lot you can do about that. Because even if you take it apart and wire brush it, they're still going to nail you for it because you can't get it all off.
I was going to say, once you melt it, though, technically they would separate, or one would float on the other.
Yeah.
Not all of it.
I mean, that's if you really have the time to sit there and deal with disassembling scrap.
I remember when I was younger, my uncle had like a whole bunch of old concrete bags that had set outside in the weather, and he was taking them and throwing them in the trunks of cars to haul across the scrapyard. Trying to cheat him, and I'm like, I pointed it out to him one day in the thing. I was like, you do realize that they're just taking that concrete out of there and making more money off of it than what you made. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I showed him the sign. They buy old broken concrete at a lot of the scrap yards around here because they'll recycle it and sell it for driveway mash.
Yep.
Oh, they'll sell it back to a lot of like the concrete places too because they'll run that in as part of their mix. So you're basically
they'll take it back to powder form. They'll crunch it up.
They can grind it all the way back.
The only problem is a lot of it has a lot of rebar and stuff in it. So unless you want
the
to
rebar's worth something too.
Yeah, not together.
But not the concrete.
If you want to take the time to hammer and chisel out every piece of rebar and wire mesh, then yeah. But they're not going to do that.
Yep. CR says they get a dime per pop can there.
Ours was 5 cents a can for the longest time. I think it's like 45 cents now.
Ours is still 5 cents a can, and plastic bottles too.
I'm right now one of my scrap yards is 70 cents per pound for aluminum.
Yep.
I have not seen 70 cents on aluminum in like 15 years.
So you could melt down a whole bunch of aluminum cans, and there you go.
Well, I was when we were in the Phoenix area, we were getting like $1.25, $1.30.
Yeah. When I was younger down here, we were getting like $2.50 a pound for aluminum.
See, what I want to do, I want to start melting it down and pouring it into bricks and selling it that way. However, if I do that, I can't just take it to my local scrapyard because they won't take it.
Why not?
Because it's down into
pure
brick
form. And
They're going to put it in the brick form anyway.
Their excuse is we can't verify that there's not something inside of it.
I don't blame them on that.
I don't, because I mean, they're around here, especially. There's a lot of shady people.
Oh yeah, you pour that brick, quarter of the way up, let it dry. You put a freaking iron plate in there, and then you fill the rest of that bastard. You heat the top of it with a torch, so it's all nice and melted. And then you pour the rest of your lead on top of it. It melts into one solid brick, and yeah, you got an 8-ounce bar of steel in there on top of whatever the weight of the lead is. So yeah, you're almost essentially doubling the weight of that lead just with a steel plate.
And I'm like, well, you take my driver's license when I go in. You have my license plate number. You have video of me bringing them. I told them, I'm like, I'm a blacksmith. So any of the scrap pieces that I get of copper and stuff that I'm using, I would like to melt it down to keep it. So if I need it, but then if I need to make a little money, but they're like, nope.
To make it into something, then hand it to them, not in bar form.
Well, I mean, I asked them, I was like, well, if I cut it in half to prove, when I bring it in that it's not what you think, they're like, you can still hide stuff in it. Once you melt it down into the bars, it's easier to handle. You can.
Well, I know there's a lot of people on YouTube that'll do that. They'll melt down like aluminum to make like the little
Infantry nuggets. Outdoors does the bricks and takes it to his local scrapyard and they take it. So
yeah, he's probably got something worked out with them. They probably know him and know that he's not going to try to stiff them on aluminum brick or a steel ingot or whatnot.
What if you do it in 1 ounce little 1 ounces? That's what they do.
That's what I thought about doing is like Texan showed me this little innovative, it's a pipe with a cattle panel stuck in the middle of it. And the guy takes it and he sets it on an incline with a rock at one end and builds a fire and then slides a pan like a number 10 wash tub underneath the other end of it. Pan, yeah. Full of water. And he's throwing the cans in the open end, and it has just an open fire underneath it. And as it melts, it just dribbles down into the thing.
Oh, there's another guy that does that, but he uses a old steel tube, like a 14-inch steel tube. He's got like a mesh screen on the inside, and then he uses a blowtorch like the like standard weed torches we have. He has one of those. And he has that thing on an angle on a chair, and he just loads all of that stuff with like aluminum scrap. And he uses the torch. It's not going to melt the steel because that steel's got to get to like 8,000 degrees before it melts. But the aluminum will start melting at like 400 or 4,000 degrees or whatever, and it just rolls off the water and turns into like little beads.
The aluminum is, I think it's like 100 degrees, and you can start melting it. Copper is actually more than. About the same as metal, almost.
Yeah. The only one that I know melts super easy that you can melt lead with a lighter.
Yep. Yeah, you only need 600 degrees for that.
See, and I've looked at I have some of the lead-based solder that I do use for some of my blacksmithing stuff, but I'm not putting that on these because it's going to be touching your skin. I don't want to get lead poisoning. They talk about back in the 60s.
But I wouldn't.
pencil broken off under the skin, and they got lead poisoning from it.
Yeah, well, again, nowadays no, because it's all graphite.
Yeah.
What if you use lead-free pewter?
I can use lead-free solder, but like I said, it's expensive.
That's what I say. You can get pewter, lead-free pewter, pretty easily.
Yeah.
And the thing is, where you'd get it, you would be surprised where you find it, and that is old
Flux.
Old mugs.
Yeah,
Tankers.
but flux is not going to take the lead out.
Now, flux is what you need in order to adhere it to whatever you're putting it onto.
No, but you get those old tankards. Those are already lead-free. They're made of pewter.
Yeah, but then you're adding a whole lot extra work on the end of it, and at the end of the day, this is a price point for me of how much I can make off of one bracelet, and I start adding all this other stuff to it.
Because I find those things.
People nowadays are like, no, we're not paying that much. I ain't gonna lie, I haggle too, but I still gotta make a little bit of a profit off of it. I can't, just give it away.
I know
The
for the
only
most
copper
part-
I have on me is right here in my necklace.
I think I still have it hanging over here. I have a random piece of what the hell is it? Silver, but it's in the form of a lima bean.
Mhm.
I randomly found that. I tried taking it to pawn shops, seeing how much I could get for it. They were like, "Yeah, we'll give you like $10 for it." I'm like, yeah, no thanks. I'll just keep it. I'll get enough of whatever that material is. At some point, I'll make an ingot, and then I'll just take it and do it that way.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of old silver, but it's like from the Houston Rodeo, and most of it is silver plated. So
The one that's being silver I've got is my wedding band.
I will be one day figuring out a way to melt off the silver and have it go into a separate thing.
What's the pattern on that one, Cliff?
That one right there, 99.9% silver. That is like
What?
almost pure silver.
Can I see the pattern? No, I just want to see what it looks like on the ring. I know it's your arm, but I want to see what the ring looks like.
I think he's trying to say it's the same pattern.
I know, but I just like seeing it on the ring. That's what I'm saying. It's cool, though.
Yeah, so here's the funny thing. I never bought this ring. I just found it one day in my old van. It was just right there under, I pulled off the radiator of the mud guard on the bottom, or the skid plate, or whatever the hell you want to call it, and it was just sitting right there, and I was like, oh, well, that's cool. And surprisingly, the damn thing fit.
It was supposed to go to you.
Yeah,
It's
that
it's
almost
magical,
felt like
Cliff.
it was destined to be mine.
It's magical.
But the
It's
problem
found-
is I have, as you can see, that is an actual gap in there. I've had this thing repaired 4 times, and that silver solder does not ever last on me.
Metals for recycling.
For some reason, every time I'll get it for like about 4 years, and then it cracks open.
I had a friend of mine who used to find all these old cast iron tubs, clawfoot tubs, and just scrap those.
Here's one.
They're now worth more as clawfoot tubs than they were scrapped.
Yep.
Which people don't realize. But people are scrambling for them. They want them.
I wonder, is Daz here?
Des,
Daz.
I haven't seen
Daz.
those.
sometimes she pops in, sometimes she doesn't. Yeah, see, there's a lead block.
Yeah, they sell those in the fishing section. At
Sorry,
Walmart
but
and stuff.
I'm not getting rid of my lead.
Mine says Lee.
That's a lead block.
Lee.
Jason, is Molly paying attention to the live?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Well, we'll see if Daz shows up, because I have a couple of new entries. One from donated from Texans Down Under, aka the Peanut Brittle Gallery, and then the other one I found them at another place.
Hey, Gary.
And I just
Hey,
thought
Gary.
they were
Oh, there's
Daz
Des.
just came in.
Daz.
Hi, Daz.
Okay,
Her ears must have been burning.
okay, Daz.
She's
Texans Down Under donated something to the giveaway. And now I'm gonna have to open it up out of here so I can show.
What's the giveaway? Okay, I feel like I missed something.
Are you a channel member of mine?
I'm not a paid channel member. No.
Okay, then it doesn't apply to you. Sorry. I will be doing a giveaway for regular channel subscribers soon. But, Daz, look what Texans donated. A whole set of these
Oh, it's a
bowls.
gnome.
And it's a USA gnome.
A USA gnome.
Yeah, it's 250 year whatever. But that's what Texans donated. But I also found.
I'll be right back.
What you doing, Gary?
I think Jenny might want to see
else.
those.
Something else that's cool. Daz is about to have a conniption. And no, they did not come from there. But I found a busy bee Nomi and a cigar smoking poopy head Nomi.
You're just hanging out with your gnomies, aren't you?
And I thought to myself, Daz loves gnomes.
So does Jenny.
So why not?
Okay, you're gonna have to show them again because
And they're porcelain.
Okay, there's
They're like a porcelain look.
Nobody
Well,
knows.
if somebody was there, they could have made
show
you
the
big.
bowls again, please, Matt.
Give him a second.
Aw.
250 years. So, yes.
Jenny and I want to create a gnome henge where they have red and blue gnomes fighting each other over their own Stonehenge.
I
But
believe
yes,
it
and
was
this is-
4 bowls there, Molly.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bowls.
Now,
But are they all the same pattern or are they different?
I'd assume they're all the
They're-
same.
Oh, nope, they're different.
Oh, are they? Ooh.
Oh, they're all different. Good thing I asked.
I wouldn't doubt if Dez had a salt
That's
and pepper
cool.
gnomes.
That's freaking cool.
Gnome in the USA.
Is there a brand on the bottom anywhere saying who made them?
I don't know. I think she got them at Walmart.
Okay.
So made in China.
Are they plastic or are they ceramic? They sound plastic.
They're a plastic-ish.
Plastic-ish.
Yeah.
Some sort of plasticine. Okay, that works.
I don't know. So, yeah.
It's probably like a cross between like almost like it's probably like melamine like cross with plastic, so plastamine.
The funny thing is I wanted it. That's the reason why I chose July, was because of 4th of July. And that's the reason why I chose the flag, the Second Amendment flag, because and I thought it was cool. So when I found these bowls, or when Texans donated these bowls, I'm like, fits perfect. Unfortunately, my giveaway will be on a Saturday night. So
that means Matt won't be here on my live if he's doing it on the day. But there's a possibility that you might be doing the giveaway on one of these
hold
or
up.
not.
You don't think I can be in 2 places at one time?
True, but depending on what
May
day
not
you
be
do the
talking
live,
or listening, but you'll be getting watch hours.
yeah.
So,
but I'm saying though, Matt.
I picked a Saturday because, well, Saturday night's the one night that the 2 people that go live on Saturday night are not channel members to my channel. So instead of doing it on a night where I have potential of more people that are channel subscribers or paying members, that I would do it on Saturday night, because nobody that are channel members to me are doing their own live on that night. So it was either that or Monday night, and and Mondays are kind of hard for me.
Mondays are hard for me because I'm stuck at work all day long.
Okay,
Yeah.
I found them on Walmart.
Yep.
I think.
You can probably get them on Amazon too.
Yeah.
So
I'm still looking.
Yep, Gary says no video today.
Why not?
I don't know. Yeah, that's Gary. Oh, it's because he's moving stuff today.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's right. That's right. He's in the process of moving, or just
Where's he-
moving stuff to storage. Now, I was gonna say, if you do it on Saturday, sorry, Matt, I don't think it should impede too much, depending on what time you do it. But
I
There's
was
a
I was
possi-
shooting for like 8:30.
there's a possibility that whatever Saturday you choose to do it on, I won't be live anyway.
Yeah, well, when you said that earlier, I was like, dang it! If I was doing it, if I had everything ready to go this weekend, I would. So
Yeah, next week, unfortunately, I know for a fact next week I will not be doing a live Saturday because I will be stuck at work because that is when we are doing the Rockalypse concert for the radio station. Now, there's a possibility that I might not be needed, so if I'm not needed, there is a slim to none chance that I can make it home in time to at least do like an hour and a half live, but we'll see. But at the same time, there's a possibility that that week my boss will be out of town because they are going on vacation, which I haven't had since 2022. God damn it!
No, 2023.
No, it was 2022 when we went on vacation to Iowa.
No, it was 2023.
I swear to God, it was 2022.
and Daz, because I know you're here, this one's mine, but this is the finished product of one of my bracelets minus the bend, wrapping it around. Because I'm gonna try to polish it one more time, but I like how the darkness is down in the crevice.
Andy froze.
Oh,
Ooh,
he's just holding his breath.
yeah, bated breath.
Oh no.
No. Yeah, he did say it's been raining off and on and storming, so there is a high possibility that this pause right here is because his internet kicked out, and
Right.
we should be seeing him disappear here shortly.
No, I was talking. That was mostly about what Gary said about he had to put his Coleman percolator in storage.
Man, I would keep that Coleman percolator with me everywhere because even in a power outage, man, you just need a couple of candles and that shit will go like crazy. There he goes. I knew it wouldn't be too long before it kicked out.
I found out today.
Where the
that
hell did
Ian's
my
got-
icon go?
I have no idea.
Normally that's a little fox in there. What the shit? Where is my dude at?
Let me check mine. Mine's still there.
Oh, I think I know what happened. I think because of when I reset my time, I did a CC cleaner on my shit, got rid of a bunch of stuff, and it wiped out all my information, which is why my reset time is no longer on the 17th of every month. It's now on like the 5th. So I think that's why. So now I got to figure out how to get that back on there.
No, I was
And to
doing
be
some
honest,
checking.
I don't remember how I did it the first damn time.
I was checking my internet today and finding who's all on it. Ian's got 6 items connected to the internet.
Jesus.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Jason.
Yeah, we got what, 8, maybe 10 items here.
Well, Ian's got his Lexa, his 2 items which
Oh,
are
why the hell does he have Lexa?
because he does it. I need it for the clock to wake me up. I go, no.
It's a freaking alarm clock. Your phone has an alarm clock. Just set that damn thing. You don't need Alexa.
There's a
That's
lot
what
of
I said. He's got 2 Xboxes, one connected to his computer and his actual Xbox, which I understand. And then he's got his phone and something else.
That
6
is absolutely annoying. Now I don't know.
by himself. I've got 2. Jenny's got 2. But the thing is, he doesn't realize with my phone, I can pause his entire internet.
Now Molly has 2. I got 2. I don't know what the
Figure
kids
it out.
I know
Yeah,
minimum
the thing
2
is, I should be running about 400 megabytes per second. I'm running less than 100. And then he complains because it's the only thing I got to do. And he goes, yeah, but you're on all the time. I'm on certain times. Every time. Regularly. Okay, it got quiet.
Sorry, I just freaking remembered how to do this. Nope, that ain't the one I need. So I'm trying to go through, upload my avatar again from what I used to have, but I don't
Excuse me.
god dang remember which one I had, which freaking file it was under. I suppose I could add plants, but nope. This is gonna take me a hot ass minute.
I bet.
I thought I had this originally labeled pictures. Let's go there. Say pictures. Nope. Oh, shoot. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass. Shitola. Is it under this one? Oh my god, I got so many of these damn things under here. I'm going to have to go through and figure this out later. I don't have time to do this right now. This is going to take me forever. Because I don't remember how I got that. Not so good on my side there, Gary. I'm struggling right now. I did on Thursday, I transplanted my tomatoes. So I split them. So I now have 4 pots technically of tomatoes. But whether or not they survive is a whole nother story. Plus, whatever stragglers I had that were in the pot, I kind of just planted around the yard. So I have them in like 3 different places now. But yeah, right now, as of today, my plants are struggling. They don't look like they're dead, but they just look like they're struggling. So I'm hoping that eventually, I don't know why the hell I have this muted anyway, you freaking piece of shit. Eventually, I'm hoping that within the next day or two, they should pop up. I'm going to move them tomorrow in a spot where they'll get a little bit more shade so they're not getting fried by the intense heat and UV rays.
Yeah, that's what I had to do myself because I had to move because my tomatoes started to look like they're starting to shrivel. And I was like, I think they're getting baked. So I moved them into the shade and watered them.
Yeah, I watered mine this morning really good before I went to work, and all the water started draining out the bottom, so I kind of sort of stopped. So I'm hoping that that'll stay wet.
Good enough.
But I also need to cover them with mulch. So I'm either going to do my bark mulch like I normally use, or I have the straw that I have. I'll just put that in a bucket, kind of chop it up so it's a little bit more fine instead of like the large baled chunks. And I might just fill that all the way to the top and wet it down, and hopefully that'll help a little bit. I don't know. I haven't had a time to do it. So I might do that tomorrow. I might find a container to put all that crap in and go and blend it with the cutter / mixing doohickey. Which, boy, let me tell you, that thing took forever to make. That thing took forever to make. That thing's got a solid piece of all thread all the way through it, and then a bolt on the end. Damn, everybody's got all kinds of stuff for Wi-Fi. I'm going to go grab me a refill.
Alrighty.
It is 75 degrees in my room. I got the air conditioner on, and I am sweating buckets. It is hot. And my water bucket's about halfway full. Not too bad, but not too great. I'm surprised we have not seen Cecilia tonight, so that tells me her internet either completely died, her laptop died, or she's asleep.
I got to get me a new laptop soon.
She needs well, no. It's sometimes the laptop works. The problem is a lot of it is her internet.
Yeah.
First, they said it was the router. They replaced the router, and then it's not. It's still not working. So now it's a combination of both her extremely outdated laptop and probably her internet service.
Oh, I bet.
So I feel sorry for the girl because I know she wants to be here to support people, but her stuff is just not supporting the ability to do so.
Yeah.
So again, if you cannot make it, I'm not forcing anybody to be here. Not forcing you to not be here. If you can make it, awesome. If you cannot, I understand.
Yeah. We're not twisting somebody's arm just to watch our channels.
Yeah. Now I'm all wet. Here they go, wet titty. Popcorn and chicken fries. Oh, popcorn chicken fries. Oh, you went to Taco Bell. Or is that Chick-fil-A that has the taco fries? No, that's Burger King, isn't it, that has the chicken fries?
I'm not sure.
I think it's Burger King.
Don't do what? CR, what are you talking about? Sweating to death or having a second round? I ate. I had one of those chicken carbonara meals. I also have snacks, so I'm good to go. I've got beef jerky, which, again, for the price, is a little on the, just slightly on the high side. Oh, Metal Market. Oh, okay. Interesting. Because I was trying to do the math on these because I remember they used to sell stuff like this at the gas station. You know, it would come in it used to come in a container like this, and they would sell them at the gas station. They would have the little tongs in there, like the little tiny, like 4 or 5 inch tongs, the little metal ones that were always attached to the the shelving. You would reach in there, you would grab. It used to be like $4 for $1 or $5 for $1, depending on what gas station you went to. You'd have the little paper bag, and you would stick them in the paper bag. Tell them at the counter how many you had in there. I used to cheat on those. Sometimes I'd put 6 in there for the same 5% price because, you know. So, yes, technically I have cheated them, but again, at the same time, they're, you know, those things are expensive. They make a ton of money off that stuff. But, yeah, they stopped selling these in gas stations years ago. And I freaking found them one time at Sportsman's Warehouse, and I was like, what? They have these over here? And then I saw the price, and I was like, ooh, that's a little expensive. But I went and bought the pack anyway, just to do the math breakdown. And what did I say, Jason? 18.5 or 18? It was like 18 stacks of 4 plus 1 extra.
Yeah, something like that.
So I kind of did the math breakdown. It's honestly only like $5, maybe $6 more expensive than buying them at 4 a piece. At $1. Because you still got to figure inflation price. You're looking at the cost of packaging and, you know, marketing.
All the overhead.
And then, yeah, again, so yeah, basically all the overhead and then whatever, you know, cut the store itself takes at selling it. Gas stations were usually fairly on the low end because they would get it from the distributor and it would just sit on the shelf. I used to be the only one that would buy them, so every once in a while I'd be like, hey, is there any way I can go buy a whole canister, like a whole package, like a jar full of it? And they'd be like, let me see. And they would, yeah, and they would. I'd be like, here's my number. If you guys can do it, buy one. If you're able to get one, call me and let me know, and I'll be here to pick it up. And I did that like 2-3 times, and then they just stopped selling them, which was kind of sad. Deb, arm twisting.
Yeah, if I go to Atwoods, I can buy them there.
See, now you said Atwoods, and the only thing I can think of is freaking all the cordage that I have. Because that's the company. It's ARM, A-R-M, Atwood Rope Manufacturing. Now, they make their own stuff. Trust me. I have seen, if you really want paracord for any sort of project, I kid you, I 100% back this company. Atwood Rope Manufacturing. You get the blemish packages. They usually send them in a bundle. It'll be sometimes $45, sometimes a little more, sometimes less, depending on what bundle you decide you want to get. Get the bundles of the blemishes. It is worth it in the long run because majority of the time it's because somewhere down the line a little bit of grease or oil got onto one of the casing members or lines, so you'll have one random black stripe down the middle of, say, like purple. Might be red. It really just depends. Sometimes the blemishes are because the tension wasn't set right when they were doing the outer case weave, or if it's a section in between where they finished off one color pattern to start off a different color pattern. So, like I said, I had some that were black and orange that went to orange and red. One went into solid black, but because they didn't have enough tension on the inner strands when it was woven, there was a couple of sections where one of the strands, which what gets me, how that even managed to work itself out of the sleeve because of the way the sleeves are made. So that one threw me off entirely because normally everything, so all your spools are on the outside and then your main core runs through the center. So it's being pulled up as all of that stuff is spinning around on the outside, going like this and up. So there's like a little ring that tensions it against the like inner strands when it's being pulled up, and that stuff weaves and twists around on the outside. But I don't understand how the inner core would have made it to the outside, and I checked it on those cords. It went probably a quarter inch where the inner cord was on the outside, and it was like 2 inches that you like where they fed the two ends in. So the only thing I can think of is that just somewhere in there it just missed a step and it slipped through, which again I don't understand if the outer casing weave is on the outside of the center core. Oh, CR, I probably have well over 10 miles worth of paracord, if not more. I have 3 spools of 1,000 feet, one of which is sitting right next to me. It's 1,000-foot spool of blue, white, and black, which was decided on between multiple parties. Somewhere I have 1,000-foot spool of the rose gold, which I think is buried on the other side next under this shelf, or at least next to my dresser, which I still need to make like 4 paracord bracelets out of that for some of the ladies on here.
Oh, there's one more.
I think Jenny specifically wanted certain colors.
No, wrong person. Ian, for his birthday
He
last
wants
year.
rose gold.
No, you were supposed to make him a bracelet, and you never got a chance.
He never told me the size that I needed for him before his graduation, so I never actually made it, which was my fault. We'll say lack of communications, but yes, technically you are right. I do owe him one.
Yeah, so I will get his measurements tomorrow, and I'll put them over on Instagram for you.
I will try to get, because like I said, I'm trying to get back into working on a lot of those projects.
I think he wants one like mine.
Say what?
He wants one like mine, if he can do it. And just let me know how much it's going to cost me, and I'll cover it.
I've got a couple of extra. I have like a few buckles left over, but I do actually need to buy more. I like these buckles. They are really robust, and I can do a lot with them.
Like I said, I could shoot you the money over really easily.
His may or may not end up being as thick as yours. it might be slightly less, but
I'm happy with mine. I mean, I like mine a little bigger anyway because I like,
well, no, I meant as like
you know.
as thick.
Hmm.
Because
Well, it's actually bigger now than it used to be because I lost weight. So
no, I meant like the thickness of the material, not the size and length of the bracelet.
right. But I still like the fact that even though you made it big, because of my mistake, I liked it big anyway. But when I lost the weight, I lost a little bit of girth on my wrist.
Yeah, because I'm working on one. This is the one I've been working on this one for last couple of days, off and on. This was a
For anybody in particular, or just just one you're making.
bunch. There's my air compressor.
You're supposed to be making a leash for Amanda or something.
So this is one I've been working on. That's what I was working on the last one. I said I was working on paracord projects.
Right.
So I have, this is just utility cord that I have. The inner core is actually on paracord, which is like 3 feet, give or take. But what I did with this one is I heated the ends together and I shrink wrapped it. So I don't know if it's going to be hard to see, but right here, you can kind of see the off-colored, like the shiny bit. It's like a different color right here and here. That's a piece of heat shrink. I heat shrinked it on there, and then I decided to do the Cobra weave. I think I have just enough material left to do a King Cobra, but essentially it's going to have a clip like this, and then on this end I'm going to put a key ring, and that's pretty much where it's going to sit. So it's going to be like a really long double weaved keychain, and I'll probably sell this one for about 15.
Okay.
Yes, it's going to be a standard. It's just going to be the shit carabiner, so like I can get packs of these for like dirt cheap. It is not going to come with this, but it will come with a decent key ring, because I've got some really good ones. But I'm either going to use it for myself or just sell it. We'll see. But then I got to start making a bunch of like little short keychain ones for various other reasons. I feel like I can sell a lot of those at work.
You need some more Night Eyes.
Always have paracord stuff on them.
You need some more Night Eyes S-beaners, Cliff?
No, I do. The S-beaners I have came with that stuff. I do not want to use the S-beaners on a lot of that stuff. I'd rather either use the spring lock clips or the carabiners. Carabiners are dirt cheap. You can usually get 2 of them for like $1.50 to $3, depending on the size. But I can also order like a pack of those off of Amazon. I could probably get like 50 of them for $10.
Okay. I'll get out my cloth ruler tomorrow and measure Ian's wrist. Does it matter which wrist, or is it,
Usually one wrist is bigger than the other, but again, that depends on what side he's going to want to wear it on.
That's a good question.
So
with his condition,
that's to be determined. So that will determine on technically the size, because again, one wrist is usually just a little bigger than the other.
Well, I know my left wrist is bigger than my right, but I'd rather have everything on my right. I don't like putting things on my left side if I can help it.
And then again, there is the buckle, which is technically adjustable. Usually what I do is when I'm making these, I set them for the center hole. That way, if it's too small, they can adjust it to the outer hole, which you'd be surprised that like 1/8 of an inch or whatnot does make a surprising difference. Or if it's too loose, they can go to the inner hole. So these, every time I make them with these particular shackles, it's always made with the center hole, no matter what. For those of you who may or may not be interested in paracord bracelets. One of these days, I do actually need to make a like board or like a color scheme guide that I can just like be like, here's my colors. I can send you the pictures. You tell me what color you want. And they're not going to be labeled based on the color. It'll just be numbers. So if I have like 35 of them, it might be 1 through 35. If you like number 5, that's going to be what I use. If you want something mixed in with it, tell me, hey, I would like, for, number, we'll say like 15 and 28, something like that. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and try to, manufacture 400 or 500 of these things a week. It does take me roughly 30 to 40 minutes to make one if I'm paying attention. If I can do them a little faster, but it depends on the length and thickness. If you want to do just the standard Cobra weave, which is the single row, I can do that usually about 15-20 minutes start to finish. If you want to do the double Cobra weave, which is what Colin has on him, or also known as the King Cobra, I can do that. If there is a specific weave that you would want, you need to inform me so I can either A, do the research on how to do it, or you got to find the link to a video that shows how to do it. Because I only know how to do the one there. Well, technically, I know how to do another one, but for the love of God, that damn braid is so painstaking. And I got something in my eye, and it's bugging me, and I hope I got that out. If not, we'll find out in a minute. I have a bracelet that I want to remake because the buckle broke, where it's basically for every inch of weave, it's like 2 feet of paracord, or like a foot of paracord. It's like 1 foot for every inch. So I have this one bracelet. It was originally an anklet, but the clip broke. It's like 30-something feet on a 15-inch bracelet, or 15-inch anklet. Now that video I can find. It takes me a little bit. Spectre cord. There's a possibility that I may or may not already have that. Oh, you talking about Spectra? So basically Dyneema? Now, if you're willing to pay the price for using Dyneema, I can get Dyneema cord. The company that I buy this stuff from actually sells it. I can get it in multiple colors. So if you're looking for Dyneema cord, yes, I can actually make a bracelet with Dyneema. That one I can probably make, because I know that's a thin style cord, so that's going to be along the lines of probably slightly thicker than the micro, or it's going to be along the lines of like 150, but with a tensile strength of like steel cable. If you are willing to pay for these services, I can make one out of that. And again, that one I can do I could probably make that one with over 80 feet of paracord just in one bracelet, if not more, depending on the size of the bracelet. Because Colin's, the one I made Colin, that has, I believe, 8 internal strands. If I'm not mistaken, it's either 8 or 6.
I think this one's an 8. I'll show you. I'm taking it off here where you can see it.
Just count how many loops go through one side. It should be, I think it's 6. So his is 6 internal strands on about, I think, 7.5 inches.
It's kind of hard to tell, but
No, you need to show the buckle side. Okay, so that is 2 on that side, I believe. Yeah, his was 6, I believe, when I made that. So that's 6 internal strands, or 6 segments of paracord going back and forth.
there's another one. Oh, sorry about this. I'm trying to bounce.
Yeah, that end. So that's the end I need to see. How many cords are coming out on each side?
There's that side.
It fuzzed out on me. So yeah, I think it's 3 I had through there on each side.
I think so.
So yeah, so that's 6 cords internally at what I think is like 7.5 inches.
Yeah, this thing is. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's
I
like,
believe that's like 35 feet of paracord in that bracelet.
I thought you said 32.
It's somewhere in there. Again, I made that thing for how long was it? It was like I made that thing before we even met at the campground.
Yep.
You've had that sucker for at least 8 or 10 years.
And I hardly ever take it off.
I think you've had that for about 8 years, give or take.
Yep. And like I said, I hardly ever take it off.
No. Yes, if you do make one out of bank line, it will leave stains on your skin. It will actually stick to you. Now, that doesn't mean I can't make one, but you're not going to want to wear that. You're not going to want to stick in anything because it will stick to everything. I can make it out of non-tarred bank line, but if I'm going to do that, I might as well just make it out of like the micro cord because I can get way more bang for the buck on said item. So your micro cord is going to be this stuff. So essentially, this is micro cord, which is incredibly thick or strong. I believe it's 100-pound break strength, or sorry, almost 200 pounds. Now, I can pull on it. It does stretch a few millimeters, but this would work. It's also known as, so it also comes up as this, as a arbor line or arbor throw line. That's the same exact stuff. It's more or less also the same thing as masonry line. If I were to make a bracelet with this, I could probably run 15, 20 strands on the inside to make a bracelet, and you'd probably have 200 feet of emergency line on like a 7-inch or 7.5-inch bracelet. So I can easily make something like that. Now, mind you, it will take time. I am fairly busy. I do work for a living. So if I were to do something like that, you might be looking at a 3-month turnaround. Bear in mind. But we're figuring if I were to do a cobra braid, which, to be honest, if you're using cordage this small, even the king cobra weave would not be very thick. Now, I could probably do at least 3 or 4 wraps doing that same method, which would make it thicker, which would probably give you like 200, 250 feet. But let's just mathematically look at that to see what you would get. So you're looking at...
Well, if Gary's got a 9-inch, that's what this one is.
Yeah.
Mine's a 9-inch.
Yeah, Collins will actually fit probably a 9-inch wrist. He gave me the wrong spec, so I made it a little extra long.
And then I lost weight.
Yeah, he's got probably a good solid inch that I could take off of that, and it would actually still fit him.
Mm-hmm. But I like it the way it is.
But we'll say mathematically for either the masonry line or the arbor throw line or the micro line. So we're talking 15 times 7. That's already 105 inches. We divided that by 12. That's already 8.5, almost 9 feet. And that's not including the external wrap. So 8 feet on that, plus the external wrap, probably another 15 feet, maybe go back the other way 30 feet, 32 feet. And if I went a third time, probably another. So yeah, you're probably looking at like 45, maybe 50 feet on one bracelet, which in almost any case, 50 feet of any sort of cordage literally could definitely mean the difference between life or death. Now, in order for me to physically figure out exactly how much cordage would be on something like that, I would actually have to make one as a test and dismantle it to see how much paracord you could actually get.
Oh, by the way, Cliff, just because I was bored one day, I created a D&D character after myself, and your bracelet became a magical item.
Colin, for some odd reason, I feel like that bracelet would actually fit above your elbow, like on your bicep area. Like if you
No,
were to put it on the last hole,
no, it won't.
it would fit like right here.
Let me see here. I can't slide it over my forearm, obviously. No, it won't.
Won't fit?
Not even close.
Darn.
I can't even get it around my elbow.
It was a thought process. Might fit around your ankle too.
Well, yeah, I know it fit around my ankle. I've tested it, but it's tight, very, very tight.
It might
I'd
not
rather
be as
not.
tight since you lost since you lost like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Damn, so 9 inches. That might actually be the biggest one I've made so far. Would be around the 9-inch mark. So that would be
About 32 is what you said
about
before.
8.5 inches. I would have to make. All right, no worries, CR. Be well, be safe. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the
Later, CR.
Good night, CR.
visit and all that, brother. You be well, be safe, and don't do anything I would do.
And if you do, don't get caught.
There is almost no difference in color between these two.
The one on the bottom is a little more richer.
This one I think is a little darker
No,
versus
yeah,
the bottom
it's the
one. So yeah,
It's reversed. The
But-
bottom one was darker.
yeah. If you were to look at these like at a distance, they would look at they're both yellow. They'd look yellow. Everyone would just see yellow. Now again, I think I have this in both white and orange. I don't know why I bought the orange one, but I remember I think I bought one. But I have numerous various colors. I have solid colors. I have multicolor. I've got one that's like a black and green, which I thought it was a glow in the dark one. According to the website, I looked at it, but I hit it with the black. I hit it with my UV light, and it didn't glow. Everything else in the box that was glow in the dark glowed, but that particular one did not. So,
Restroom break for me. I'll be right back.
well, okay.
All right.
But yeah, I've got standard black. I have greens. I have blues, yellows, orange. I have reflective. I buy a lot of the reflective stuff mainly for tent repairs or. You want orange inside and OD. Yeah, OD what? OD green. So like you want like coyote. Tan, I have coyote. I have green. I mean, I need to get a board set up, like I said, with and just staple all of these things to like paper or like glue them to a board or something. So I have like a listing. So you OD green. I have OD green. I have a kind of like a reflective green. But in one of my other boxes, I do actually have solid green. So I have this one, which is pretty much almost the same color as my shirt. It's like a kind of like a lime green, like limeish green. This is not paracord. This is utility cord. I have neon freaking green, and yes, this is neon green. It is. This shit is bright as hell. Under black light, it is obnoxious. Like it almost looks glow in the dark. It's not. And then I have this like weird, I think it was like chameleon green. It's got like an undertone of something else. But most of this is 550. If it's not 550, I would tell you and list it as not 550. Like I said, this is utility cord, so
Huh? I think that might be 24.
I got one in here somewhere. So the utility cord is 325. It's technically paracord, but it's 325 paracord. So this is the black version. This is the exact same thing. I just took the sleeve off, but that's what you're looking at is 325 paracord. I just consider it like utility cord because it's not your standard paracord. Now, I have thicker than this. I have 1100, but that crap is obnoxious to make anything out of. It is incredibly thick, and it is just a bastard to work with. This is the Ultimate Survivor cord. This has, I can't remember if this one had copper wire in it or if they took the copper wire out to change it with the Kevlar line. This one has, this one's 7-strand inner core, 3-wrap braid, so that's technically 21 inner strands. It has, I believe, 20-pound test monofilament line, Kevlar cord, and fire cord. And again, I cannot remember if this version had the Kevlar cord or if this one had the wire, the copper wire. But this was the double weave.
I think it says 12.
So that's the weave right there. Personally, I think this style would work great for like dog collars, which I got to make one like this again, but I have to remember how to do this. I did this one by accident making it, but this one was technically designed as an ankle bracelet for myself. But again, this one here is only like, I think like 20 feet or 14 feet. This one was absolutely obnoxious to make. It took me almost an hour to make this because of the weird braiding pattern. I also did this one on a horseshoe shackle. This end here, I actually have a piece of microcord, or I think it was microcord or bank line. I think bank line. I wrapped, twisted, and tied, and then melted some bank line on this end to hold it on. And then, so again, there's the shackle. Let me make myself big since nobody else is up here. I will do this way. So there's the shackle pin, which you can put a like small key ring through there, so you can have better access to either taking it in or out, or if you have whatever, wrench or whatnot. This one, well, like I said, this one was a specialized one that I made specifically because that one, if you can see it, actually has a piece of copper water hose fitting. So your copper water lines for your like air conditioner, that has an insert. Let me oh shit. So that is actually a copper insert that is designed specifically for this. This allows it to sit in there without causing friction on the actual material itself from running this in and out of it. So you don't end up wear and tear on the threads on the inner strands of this. This one, again, is designed the way I have it designed. You cut off the tightener right here. Yeah, it's a bearing or bearing sleeve. So you cut off the paracord, the bank line right here, and it should just peel right off, essentially. I've never had to actually physically use this, so I would not know specifically. You'll have your two ends, your top and bottom. The way I have this designed is these will just slide right through here. So you take your tag end here, and you just start pulling on these, and all of this just starts to slide through each one of these. And it should, in theory, just unravel itself And then the only thing you got to worry about is trying to pull these melted tabs out of there. And other than that, I think, like I said, it's like maybe 20 feet, maybe 25. It's really hard to tell. I don't remember how much I used of it. But I've had this thing for years. It just sits here. Technically, it won't fit on me. But, I mean, if somebody did want to, I mean, obviously, look, I can, that's sealed. And I can just stick my hand right through it.
I'm back.
Designed technically as an anklet, but if you have really fat wrists or a dog that has a... Honestly, this would probably fit a Chihuahua.
Or a big cat.
And then you can actually just clip your, whatever line there onto the Chihuahua. There's enough material on here that you could probably run a keyring through there and run the dog tag.
Yeah, that's probably too heavy for a Chihuahua. I'm
I
joking.
think this weighs about 9.5 ounces, give or take.
Yeah.
But again, if interested, I can make stuff like this. Again, it takes a while for me to do it.
What model number
One.
are those?
But I can make them. I can make them in various lengths. It just it's just going to be dependent on whether or not you truly want one, what colors you want, how big you want it, and how much you want on it. Now, the multicolors are going to be a little bit different because that's going to be either a splicing or a connection issue. And when you're melting two pieces of paracord together, they sometimes do not like to stick 100%, so they will be melted, but that is also considered a weak point. Like the one I showed off earlier, that one technically has a weak point in it. Under a certain amount of pressure, it could separate, but at the same time, I also used marine grade heat shrink, which when it's heated, there's an adhesive on the inside when it melts or seals around your electronics or wires, it creates a waterproof connection. This way, you don't get any water on your electrical. If you're doing a splice job, you don't have to worry about electrical shorts.
Electrical shorts? Really?
But again, when it comes to paracord, I mean, you do run the risk of any sort of splicing, color change. It can fail. I will not say that it's not 100% guaranteed to fail, but it's also not 100% guaranteed to fail. Under the right circumstances, stress levels, hit it the wrong way with something, it could potentially break the melted seal. And again, I'm doing a lot of this manually by hand. This is how I melt everything together. I use this little guy. I don't have a machine that does it for me. I'm doing it all by myself, and I usually burn the shit out of my fingers when I do it. I do have that one. I've had a few other ones. But I am starting to like the metal shackles. They work a lot better.
Oh, I can agree.
I have some bigger ones, but those ones, in my opinion, are slightly overkill. The little one that I got for that one, I think, was perfect. No worries there, Des. I appreciate you stopping by. It has been a while. Do me a favor, dear. Be well, be safe. Get some rest, and just take some time to recover. You be well, be safe. I will catch you on the next one. Most likely, I'll see you next Friday.
Yeah,
Bye, dear.
Des.
Yeah, I got it, probably one of the better items from Ozark Trail. It's a pack of 100 marine grade heat shrink tubes, and those ones do have that adhesive liner. When it gets hot, it basically turns into like a glue, kind of similar to like I almost want to say like a cross between super glue and glue sticks. So similar to that. So it does 100% create a waterproof seal. I did take a test on that one when I got it all together, and I yanked on it pretty damn hard, and it did not separate, so I was happy. And that's the one I'm working on now, which most likely that one will probably, if somebody wants to buy it, that one's going to be $10 no matter what. So it might be $10 if it goes out. If it goes out of the state, it might be $10 plus shipping and handling. I could probably ship it in a flat pack box or like a small mailer, which shouldn't cost more than $3 or $4.
Envelope.
So, yeah, envelope, bubble package or whatnot.
That's what you put on mine. Yeah.
I think I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I sent yours was in a small box.
Well, you sent me with a bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah.
You did one big. That's where I got the.
All right.
The ferro rods and all that stuff too.
Hold on, Deb. Before you go, can you give us an update on the little ones? I don't remember if we got an update on Wednesday.
I don't think so either. Or, yeah.
I don't even remember. I don't even think I seen her on Thursday. So, once you give us an update, you can go and get some rest. I just want to see the update because I know she has a couple of mails and she sent a bunch to freezer camp, but she keeps having power outages over there, so I don't know if incubator's working properly, what she's got for this year's or this season's stock, or what she's got for at least for this month. And she may or may not have heard me before she kicked out. I can also do lanyards or like little small stuff for like bushcraft tools. But the thing with that one is either I need to physically have the tool or I need to physically be where the tool is at in order to make them. And that, in all honesty, can get a little expensive. You got the shipping coming over here, product cost, and then shipping it back. So, I mean, I can do it, but I'm going to say right now at this point in time, I'm not a business or a manufacturer, so we might leave that aspect out of it. Oh, okay. Nice. Works heating and consolidating cages. Nice. All right. Thank you for the update, Deb. You get some rest. Be well, be safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yep.
Night, Deb.
Gary, I also have Coyote Brown, Desert Camo, Marpat, which in paracord Marpat looks weird. You don't really actually see the pattern unless you're doing like a huge piece. I believe I have OD green or at least some sort of green. I usually carry like 3 or 4 of those. I've got probably 1,000+ feet of just straight black. Everybody just likes black for some reason when it comes to paracord. You can't tell it's dirty, and it works just as fine as the rest of the stuff. I've got purple, yellow, green, blue.
You got Roy G. Biv.
Say what?
You got Roy G. Biv. Roy G. Biv. Every color under the rainbow, basically.
Oh yeah, I have. Well, no, I don't have every color, but
except
I have
pink.
A healthy spectrum of paracord I've been collecting over the last probably 8 or 10 years.
And you got variations on those colors too.
Meyer will go to the freezer camp next week. Oh, more will go to freezer camp next week.
Yeah.
Then we'll start another batch in the incubator. Nice. All right, sweet, awesome, Deb. Be well, be safe. So yeah, I probably have like 3 boxes full of paracord. I've got another one sitting over here, but it's got other shit. But yeah, I've got box over here, box over there, box there. I think I got a box down here somewhere full of paracord. I think I might have a box over there. Yeah, I've got yellow, green, blue. I got a shit ton of white, but technically the white is glow in the dark. So if you want a slight glow in the dark aspect to some of your stuff, I can do that. And yes, it is 100% solid glow in the dark. This stuff is bright. You hit it with a UV light or leave it out in the sun, it will glow for hours. Honestly, I think the glow in the dark stuff, this is going to sound stupid because sometimes you want to be incognito, but for tent sites at night, knowing where your guy lines are in the dark does tend to keep you from having to drive to the hospital at 1 o'clock in the morning because you're drunk and you tripped on a goddamn guy line and smashed into something. Because how many people here have not tripped on a guy line at night in the dark because you can't see the sucker?
No, I'm not putting my hand
True.
up.
Yeah. So that means every one of us on panel right now has done it. I guarantee anybody that's left in chat has tripped on a guy line. You either trip on the guy line or you trip on the damn stake.
Which is why every stake, rope and stake that I have on my, let's say on my hot tent, are all got the reflective setups.
I did a lot of that stuff too, which is why I keep buying a lot of the reflective. One of the main ones, actually, I like this particular style of reflective. It works. Is this. This stuff works freaking amazingly, and it is mad reflective at night. It does come in a kit, mind you. It is a little bit expensive. So you get, like, I think it's like 50 feet of cordage. What the hell am I stuck on now? Oh, got myself on the. Damn, I can't get my fox back up here. Get up there. Yeah, I got one of the foot in one of the things. So the only place I know you can find this stuff is either at REI or Sportsman's Warehouse. You might be able to find it at like Bass Pro or whatnot, or Cabela's. But normally you get like 50 feet of this, which is essentially going to be similar to like the 325, but this is considered utility cord. Mad reflective, but it comes with 4 of these, and these are the tent slider tensioners. So these would be your standard 4 corners, and they do have 3 holes in them. One's going to be where your knot end is at, and then you're going to have your tensioner and whatnot on the other 3. So it's really hard to see these holes on here. So hole 1, hole 2, and hole 3 on that side. So it does come with 4 of these. But like I said, you get like 50 feet of this. 5-6 feet for, I think I did 6 or 8 feet of that. I think I did 6 or 7 feet, and then I have whatever this is left is like maybe 7.5 feet. I want to do something with this. I just don't know what to do with it. I might make myself like a little keychain or a little bracelet. Oh, surveyor tape.
Yeah,
Okay.
Flight line tape.
Surveyor tape is, I believe that is similar to like mule tape, like the 1/2 inch or 1/4
Yeah,
inch mule
thing.
tape.
It's like nursery tape but colored.
You can get them different colors though.
And also, if you want, I can add washers to it or nuts. I could do one of those like heavy metal kind of style bracelets. Might take me a little longer because I'd have to figure out how to do it, but I could probably do it. Shouldn't take me too long. I'm fairly good at random stuff that I do. Now, other option here is I can spend the $35, get a paracord weaver's like knot book. I've considered it, but at the same time, some of them get really intricate, and it's like, I don't want to sit here and spend an hour and a half making one bracelet. All right. I can't do it anymore. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go water a bush.
Go for it.
I'm breaking the seal. It's too hot.
Yeah, guys, it's pretty much almost time for me to get going. Excuse me. Because I'm yawning. I'm tired.
I'm caffeinated, so I'm good.
Make sure I drink enough water before I go to bed. So just get the water all taken care of.
I gotta run outside and turn off the water. I forgot I was watering my sunflowers on the soaker hose. I started that shit at like 5:30.
They're watered now.
You okay, Jason?
Oh, yeah. Doing a little bit of research.
What are you researching, if I may ask?
Think about researching the back of my eyelids.
Checking them for holes.
Shoot.
Figured out it closed the gate too while I was out there. So nobody in my house. It's also windy outside.
Oh, I bet.
All right, since Cliff is back, I'm going to say good night, everybody.
Oh man, I should have stayed away for a little longer.
Yeah.
Take it you gotta work at 8 tomorrow?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, be well, Jason. Thanks for stopping by. Good night, Molly.
All right, good night, everybody.
Catch you hopefully next week. Oh damn, he was out faster than a fart.
In a windstorm?
Yeah, fart and windstorm. With no ozone layer. Still got a few people in here. I'll go a little bit longer. I was planning on just doing 2 hours, but I still have to finish the rest of this. And it's only 9:30. I'm fine. I got plenty of snacks to help ease my alcoholism. And my bottle almost fell over. Yeah, I forgot that I was actually watering. So that sucker's been getting water for about 4 hours now. Because I started it at like 5:30. But it's on a soaker hose, so it's not like it's getting, 40 gallons. Well, it might have gotten 40 gallons. Who knows? My dad's going to be pissed when he gets back. He's like, why is the water bill so high? I fell asleep one day with the water on.
Oh, yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, I'm at 9:15, but that's because you're over there on the East Coast, Gary. A little bit ahead of us. One of these days on it live, I'm going to eat a freaking hot pepper, like super hot pepper. Well,
are you gonna pull a Tyler?
No, I've got habaneros growing. They're doing decently. I have been tormenting the hell out of my plants. I've also got cayenne peppers and chili de arbol, which is like a New Mexican pepper. It's like a long, skinny pepper. Looks exactly like a cayenne pepper, but like 3 times hotter.
Right.
My boss's daughter made some salsa with that one day, and I was like, ooh, this is good. It was like hot, but not so hot that you couldn't eat it. Like it was just the right amount of hot.
Right.
So I was like, ooh, where do you get these? And then I found some at the store, and I was like, ooh, you know what? Screw growing these from seed. I'll just buy the plants. Came with a 3-pack or 2-pack of plants. I bought one pot, came with 2 plants. And then I bought another pot of the cayennes, which came with 3 plants. So I was like, hell yeah. I basically paid for one plant, I paid $1, maybe $2 a plant, $2.50. And the other one I paid like $1.33, maybe like, yeah, dollar. No, it was like $1.40 something, because I got 3 plants for $6. So that's how I do it. I'm not stupid. I've learned since gardening that if you're going to buy the pre-grown, pre-stocked like stuff from like Burpee, Fairy Morse, all those stuff that comes in like the nursery pots that you get at the store for like $5.99, $4.99, look for the containers that have more than one stem in it. If you have a container that has more than one stem in it, buy it, because you're basically paying half price. Yes, you're paying the $5.99, but you're paying $5.99 for 2 plants. And that's how a lot of those nurseries do that. They'll stick 3, 4, 5, 6 seeds in there. Sometimes they don't all germinate. Sometimes they do. But they don't pluck them out, separate them, or do anything. They just leave them in there because they're growing them on mass scale. So I always find the plants that do that. When I paid the $20 for the, yeah, exactly, a twofer. When I bought the habaneros, and I did the video on that one, and I was showing the price, I had a lot of people actually commented that $20 for a plant was ridiculous. And then I looked at the plants, but it's $20 for 4 plants. So I was basically essentially paying $4 or $5 per plant, because it was like 21 something plus with tax.
Right.
Like maybe 22. So I got basically 8 plants for $40. Yes, it was expensive, but for me, that seemed to be the only way I can get the seed stock that I needed. I've tried growing habaneros. I'll get 1 plant, maybe 2. They'll get like 3, 4 inches high, look like they're doing good, and then they'll be dead the next week.
Yeah, that's not good.
Throws me off. I can grow bell peppers. I can grow freaking jalapenos. Obviously I've grown other plants. I've got hot peppers. I've got cherry peppers. Those things grow like weeds over here now. I've got them all over the place. I've got like 3, 4 peppers just popping up everywhere. Bell peppers, like I said, jalapenos, I'm doing good. The Peter peppers took me 2 years, but now I've got those things growing. Like I can do those easy. So got all the hot peppers. I still probably have about 15 that I haven't planted or tried to plant yet, because just don't have the property space to do it.
Right.
Because you need a minimum of 6 to 8 feet between pepper plants so they don't cross-pollinate with each other. Or netting, and I'm not going to sit there and buy 40 nets just for my plants. I'm not, again, not a production company. I'm not doing this for seed stock. I'm just growing them for chili powders, chili, whatever, possible salsa mixes. Eventually, I got to work on that one's salsa menu or salsa recipe. Whenever I get to that point, I might just do it with some of the stuff that I have here and go from there and see what I can get.
Or you can try to upgrade the
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna make it with what I have here for some of them peppers.
Yeah. So you mean the green arrow chili?
Yes.
Yep. I'll send you the recipe. You can just do with it.
I have it saved somewhere. I might have it on email. I don't know.
I can send you another copy if I need to.
But I've got the beans for it. It's not like I don't have the beans for it. I can always get red beans. That's not a problem. I can always go buy a bag for like $3. If I don't use them all, I can just plant them for next season and grow my own. I have, like I said, I've got black beans, pinto beans, cowpeas, which is technically purple hulled shelling beans. I have all that. I've got 3 styles of beans right now. I'd like to get more, but I did not do the yard longs this year, which sucked. I was doing decently on those, but I need them in a different spot. They did not like where they were at. They did not do well. My other beans doing fine. I just got to work on the pinto beans and the yard longs. I can figure out how to get the yard longs to grow the right way. I can have an abundance of those because you get like 15, 20 beans out of every single pod. If you can get them to grow the actual 3 feet, you're looking at like 40 beans per pod. It's ridiculous. And they're like a little red bean. They look like a little mini, like the red beans. I have a few of those somewhere. I've got a bag or a small container of them. Need to plant more next year.
I think I'm going to be out of here at 10:30.
Yeah, no worries. I probably won't go too much longer myself, like I said.
You and I were on a long time on the other day.
On Thursday?
Yeah. We ended up with
we got an interesting tangent, and people started rolling in after a while, which is weird.
We talked about stoves. We talked about a little bit of everything.
Tonight is just strictly gardening, and I didn't even get to the pest control part, which was kind of funny. I never even got there.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, I'm finally glad I got rid of that other little bastard. Hopefully there's not more, but we'll see.
Oh, I bet.
But yeah, that was once I got that one, my spirits lifted quite a bit. But thing is, I haven't seen any damage to any of my plants. No missing leaves, no half of my plant gone. It just, at this point, all my plants are more established, so they're not touching them. That's always a plus. What still got me, though, was my mystery melons, or I think it's like a rock style melon. All right, good night, Gary. Be well, be safe. Go get some rest. Have a beer if you want one. And I will catch you on the next one, sir. I guess we won't be going too much longer. Everyone's kicking out.
Not by choice.
Well, I know it's late for a lot of people, especially those on the East Coast. So, for those on the West Coast, wish I could get more people to join me. But it is what it is. And again, I'm not forcing anyone to be here. If you show up, awesome. If you don't, well, it is what it is. Again, I'm only at 713 subscribers. If I was at a little bit more, I might get some more visitors. But hey,
you're getting what you get. It's better than
I've been sitting at that 713 for like a month now. I just got to do more shorts, more gardening stuff, and maybe he'll start getting more people in. I got to do more random update videos throughout the week of like things here and there, like little shorts. That's where I was getting a lot of my views, was the shorts. A lot of my increase in followers. I got to do an update on the potatoes up front. I got to do an update on the... Shit, I don't have much up front. I have 5 planters up front. I hardly got anything in them.
I'm sitting about 11:35. And I've been trying to be regular with my my updates on my plants on Sundays and stuff like that, with the exception of that one time I screwed up.
Yeah, that one happened to end up on a Monday, but I think that's because you accidentally put it in to premiere on a Monday.
Yeah.
Kind of threw me off, but it is what it is.
Well, also, and then my first video with my new phone was upside down.
Yeah, that one was...
I figured out what happened with that one. I didn't have my auto rotate on. So that's why I did it what it did.
Auto rotate doesn't normally work on phones when you start filming. It picks it at one side, and then if you turn upside down, it stays that way.
No, you hit it does switch. I've checked it. Mine does anyway.
Yeah, I try to film with my phone one direction because I don't want it to flip midway through and be all weird and screw up my video.
Right.
So I just try to keep it filmed the same direction. If I have to walk 4 feet around something to film, I will. But yeah, I need to do an update on my peppers. Got to do potatoes up front. My garlic is pretty much all done and pulled out of the ground because that did jack shit for me this year. I had a bad run on garlic. Though I think I know the better spot to stick it next year. I'm going to try it out. Hopefully that spot will work a little better for me. I think where I've been putting it, they're getting too much sunlight and it's just frying the plant.
Oh, that's not good.
So I'm going to stick him in the back where I have that under like where my patio is at. I'm going to set him in that planter or that garden space and see if I can't possibly get a better yield over there. If not, I'm going to rip out every dying plant that's next to the shed because there's like a 1.5 foot garden space that's like 14 feet long or 12 feet long.
Right.
I'm going to rebuild all of that, yank everything out of that, and I might put the garlic in there. I might just load that whole section with garlic, which may or may not be like 100 garlic, 150 garlic, 200.
That's
Depends on how far I want to space them. I think if I go every 3 inches, I can get probably 200 garlic in that area. And I would just have to water it every once in a while, like every 2 weeks, maybe once a week, give or take. But again, that means I have to dig out at least 6 to 8 inches of soil, mix it with some new stuff, put new stuff in there, and also have to rebuild the barrier around it because it's in flagstone blocks. So it does have gaps in it where the dirt and water leak out. So I got to fix all of that. But that can easily be fixed. I've got materials here to do it, so it shouldn't cause me too much of an issue. Plus, it might help me figure out why the watering line on that side doesn't work.
Oh. Well, it's now 10:31, and I think I am toast. Melba, even.
Yep, I hear you on that one. All right, be well, be safe, Colin. Thanks for stopping by.
No problem, brother. Thank you for allowing me to be up here.
Always. Catch you on the next one. And if Jenny happens to be in earshot, good night, Jenny.
Did you hear that, love?
Night, Jenny.
She says good night. Ian's too busy, so.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Smackus, Dickus, or Crackus, Smackus, Wackus hasn't come up yet.
He's Jenny's gaming in our bedroom, and
so he's in there.
with her.
Okay, he's occupied. Cool.
Yep. And
anyways, catch you later, brother.
Night, brother.
Be well, be safe. Nobody's left. So at this point, I'm going to go another 5-6 minutes if anybody's here. Awesome. Throw me a 1 in the chat. I think the only one left in here is Grace. Grace, if you're still here, give me a thumbs up or throw me something in the chat so I know you're here. Ooh, hey, look, all of a sudden I got 2 people. That's weird. Colin left, and now I got 2. Oh, no, there's 1. Pretty sure, nope, I don't even have myself in here because I never popped up my chat on here. I'm just running off the StreamYard chat here. I'll go for another, like I said, 5.5 minutes. I've got 1 or 2 swigs left of this, give or take. Yep. I appreciate it, Grace. My most loyalist friend, follower, confidant. I appreciate it. It's all of you guys that I do this for. I don't do it. I do it for myself a little bit, but really I do it for you guys. Because it's always fun just chatting with other people other than, family members. Gets boring after a while. I like chatting with y'all. It's entertaining. Gives me other people to bounce ideas off of. And sometimes just fun to just ramble and have other people listen and give you commentary. So there's always that, and I appreciate it. And I know I look like hell and my hair is absolute shit right now, but again, I am waiting for this stuff to get long enough so I can actually put it in the rest of this and be done with it. And what the hell? I thought I had something in my hair. It's actually just the tips of my hair being all weird off the reflection of my light. But yep. And again, I'm surprised I didn't see Cecilia tonight. So again, I'm assuming her internet didn't work or she probably just asleep and forgot about it, which again is what it is. Can't force everybody to be here. And then I know I said you mentioned something earlier, Grace, about your garden. I completely forgot what you said. I did see it. I just don't remember what it was about. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Never mind. I believe that was Daniel. Never. I stand corrected. Well, now I feel stupid. I did not ask you how your garden's doing. How is your garden doing for the brief moment of time that we have left? For anybody else that's left in here, how is your garden doing? I'm surprised Matt never came back. He got kicked out. The internet took him. I'm guessing he had a power outage. I wonder. Tomorrow's going to be a high 95, which means it's going to be 100. The heat index of like 105 and probably extreme heat or extreme UV. I love living in this state, he said sarcastically with a sarcastic tone of sarcasm. Yeah, nope, sorry. Again, like I said, I feel stupid because that was not you. That was Daniel that mentioned the garden, but I know you do a little bit here and there on the property, so I figured I would ask as well. It is garden talk mostly, so I do like to hear what other people are doing. And it's good that your tomatoes are coming in, mine are struggling. I hope you get a really good yield of tomatoes this season. Hopefully it's not too hot and they don't do well. I hope you get an abundant harvest. I really do. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I actually mean it. For those who garden, grow what you eat what you grow what you like, and like what you grow. Here's the thing, even if you grow something that you don't like, there is somebody that's going to like what you grow, and you can always trade. Maybe they have something you like and they don't eat or eat as much of. You can always trade, barter, do whatever. There is nothing saying that you can or cannot do that. I need to get my buddy Gray on here. One of these days, have him pop up here. That'd be awesome. Ugh, dying over here. I'm tired. My eyes are bloodshot. Which is sad because I got like 7 hours of sleep, which is really odd for me. But it was a bad sleep. Oh, I was dead. Thursday to Friday, ooh, I was mad. Mad AF. Short little rant. Before my alarm clock went off, literally like 10 seconds before my alarm clock went off, I heard the phones at my work ringing in my dream. And then my alarm clock went off. Well, I was not happy. But anyways, we are at the time frame, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the 3-hour mark. I was not planning on going this long. I was really only going to do 2 hours, but existential circumstances, here we are now. But anyways, for those of you who actually stayed this long, I 100% appreciate it. If I could give you a physical hug, I would. Grace, love you, dear. I appreciate it every time. Love having you stay here. Be well, be safe. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Like, share, and subscribe. And share this out with friends, family, and anybody else that you know that likes gardening. Once again, I am a container garden in Zone 7A/B in the desert. If you've got any questions, comments, or concerns, throw them down in the chat at the end. Once this thing is posted, be well, be safe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. This is going to be Foxy Outdoors signing off. Love you all. Peace. Be well.